Hello.
Hello.
How do you?
Oh, I'm hot tonight. It's really hot. It's been. It's normally cold in. Shut it. It's normally cold in the evenings, but yeah, I'm really hot tonight. Although it's probably something to do with the wine.
Well, that's what it's all about. In fact, we can start with that. What's everybody drinking?
Don't want people
We
to
know your wine.
No, the wine.
Vodka.
So red wine, right?
Yes.
Oh, Captain Morgan. Yeah, we'll be round in about 2 hours.
But you got Chris? Monster Energy.
Just because MotoGP tomorrow, so.
Well, welcome to the channel. We've got 15 already, quite quick. So tonight we've got special guests, Gesto and Lane, and is it Carlos and Emma?
Yes.
Yeah. And we're joined by the usual crew, which is myself, AyrshireVlogster. My name's Mark, and you've got Scott Nav, Scott, and we've got Throttle Daft, who's Chris.
How you doing?
No, how do we go? Oh,
so welcome.
I can't figure it out.
Opposites.
Yeah. Oh no.
Scary. I'm bad enough with my left and rights when we're on the road.
You know what? He cannot
we know.
get his left and right any good. If I say which way we go and he'll go left and I'll go right and then he'll go no this way and it's way too confusing.
I'll tell you what normally happens. We'll get to a roundabout and she'll say to me, "Where we go next?" And I'll go, "First exit." Is that left or right? I don't know. We're in Spain.
That's us up to 11. So we've got who we got on? We've got Zed Head on.
Zed.
We have got Zed. Yes, you know him. We've got Robert Scott. We've got White Rock Rider, who's usually on as well. We've got wee MT07 Biker, which is Grant. We've got Wibbly Wobbly Harley Boy.
Oh, Wibbly Wobbly, yeah, he was here yesterday, wasn't he? Where did I see him yesterday? Or the day before? I don't know, whatever.
He was on a live stream last night, Military Biker, I think it was.
Yeah.
And Away You Go is on as well.
Island.
Where you go? Yeah, we can't wait to go and get into Ireland, actually.
Look at that. A special hello for you from him. Oh.
I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Irish friends.
And we've got Dark Visor's that your Dark Visor or the Swedish one?
No, that's Irwin.
That's your Dark Visor. Not as many subs, but just as good videos. Well, we'll say that anyway. So how are you doing? Everything okay?
Yeah, pretty good. We're I think the only trouble we've had since we've been in Spain really is because it's been really cold. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Seriously, the winter here is just horrendous because none of the houses have central heating. So you're sitting in here. The first 3 weeks we were.
January was diabolical. I never thought it would be that cold.
I actually slept in my coat and hat and scarf and roll necks and jumpers in bed all night. Yeah, it was just so cold, so cold.
I'm sure.
So you wouldn't expect it to be. I mean, it's a summer house, so they're not decked out for cold weather. And obviously, there's a lot of people in Spain that we're finding out they live in the towns or centrally, and then they dart down here for the weekends or like to have holidays, and it's.
What's going on with the cat?
It's not our cat. We've rescued a cat because it's bad, and now it's in heat, and so it's calling out. And we found that a tomboy snuck into our spare bedroom and pissed on Lane's levers.
Like levers.
I don't know what that means. What does it smell like?
She went up there the other day. She goes, "Smells like I was like, "No, I don't smell nothing." And then, like today, I've gone up there. I go, "God, it really stinks." I'm like, "Cat's gone in there, started like rubbing herself on her levers." I went, "This cat's pissed on your levers."
The window where the bike leathers are, the wall seriously must be about 4 foot without anything for them to be able to.
5 foot. Yeah, it's Proper large.
How the hell they must have literally shimmied up the wall into the room, just peed all over my bike leathers. I'm like, oh great.
We had Jim Emery on a couple of weeks back, and he's in Alicante, and that's what he moaned about. There's no central heating over there, neither is.
No, they're super cold, and there's no insulation in the walls either. So the walls are just like thick stone, so they're suited for the summer because in the summer they stay nice and cool, but in the winter.
Are you going to do 6 months and 6 months back home to get some heat?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe. We were thinking, actually, funnily enough, I mean, we came here because I had an opportunity I used to be an estate agent in the UK before I was a photographer and videographer. And we had an opportunity to start an estate agency here with a friend of ours over here, which is what we've done. But originally the plan was to buy a mobile home, build a garage into the back and put the bikes in there and live on the road. Yeah. And then COVID hit. Mm-hmm. So it scuppered our plans. And otherwise we would have been on the road filming our way around, doing something a bit like Hitchy Boots, but for couples in Europe, you know, we would have been the whole of Europe constantly until we got bored or run out of money.
Is that still going to be the plan?
What, running out of money? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Well,
quite quickly, actually.
Well, it would be the dream, but I think with COVID at the moment, we've put that on the back burner because, you know, you've got to you've got to settle somewhere and make some money to, you know, be able to put fuel in the bike, right?
That's exactly it. I've been furloughed since December, and I'm back on Thursday, and I can't wait to get back. And I'm just going to work solid. I'm just going to go right through it to try and make some money back. Because I'm in retail, so for me it's everything's designed around turnover, bonuses, and everything else. So for me it's a big thing. So I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, I think the problem is for us is the year that we decided to go self-employed in the videography and photography was when COVID hit. So we had no furlough options, no income of any sort coming in. The only option would have been to go and sign on. Yeah. Or we came to Spain and tried to make it work out here. So we thought, hey, why not? You only get one life, right? So
that's it. Got to take the
chance
when you've got
it.
We've kind of just gone, let's see if this works. Let's do it. And then go, damn it, we're running out of money. Let's go on.
Well, the thing is, you should speak to Chris. He makes a good living digging holes. That's what Chris does. He just digs holes.
Me and Scott, we just walk right through. We just powered on while everybody else is sitting in the house watching Jeremy Kyle.
No, Scott. Scott takes some technical knowledge, mate. You just dig holes.
Still make dollar.
To be fair, we do between the videography and photography and stuff. When I was back in the UK, I was doing some driving work just because you go for an agency, you can pick it up, drop it when you need. I can do the nightclub photography, I can do weddings, I can whatever's required. So, but now that we're over here and we're starting to do more videos for properties that are for sale, so that's going in the right direction, really. So.
I think the dream would be, though, if we could, would be to be on the road full time.
Motorbike stuff, for sure. If anyone said to me you could get paid for doing anything you want, it would be involved in riding bikes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What is the COVID situation in Spain?
Pretty. I mean, to be fair, up until now, it's been. I mean, it's good at the moment, but up until now, it's been pretty locked down. I mean, they went full on. You have to wear a mask in public. There's no exceptions. Wear a mask in public. They even were locking down the municipalities. So where we are, there's probably only maybe 1,000 people in the village, if that, probably less than that.
Yeah, it's
but
tiny.
You weren't allowed to go out of the village, and there's like one shop in the village to get your shopping from, and that's it. But at the moment, it's pretty good. We can move within the whole of the Granada province. We're just not allowed to go out into Malaga or Almeria. So, but Granada's huge. So as long as we stay in the Granada province, and you have like towns will be shut off if they go over a certain level. So you have to ride around them. You're not allowed to go through them or in them. So you've got like lists that come up daily as to where you can and can't go.
You've gone so red.
Yeah, no, look at me, look.
There's a tiny bit of red wine and she goes...
It's the reflection off of Scott's top. That's what it is.
I blend in the wheels.
The wheels. I was watching one of your videos earlier, Scott, actually, where you were saying about that you're not one of those kind of extrovert, loud people and stuff like that, but you've put that link pipe and it's just like, it's all nice and quiet and he's talking and then it's all of a sudden he puts the bike on, it's like, blah, 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 blah.
At the very second I turned it on, I regretted it. I thought I had tried the bike. But it's, thankfully it's grown on me. So
I don't mind a loud bike, so it's pretty good. I had the MT-09 obviously before that, and that had a black. No, it was a Black Widow. It was a Black Widow. Yeah. Black Widow full system on it, and it was the nuts. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, so,
but it had the baffle in it.
Good, and it smelled so good. When I was riding behind him, there was just like this. Every time he took off, I'd get like blasted in the face with this sound and pressure, and then
let her finish. Let her finish.
That's what I've got on my Z. I've got a Black Widow system on my Z.
Yeah,
they're
good
good
for the money. You can't stick your nose up at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I put my Z a 4-into-1 system as well. I turn the 2 away, so it's even louder now.
Wow, nice.
So it's not as loud as Mark's. So Mark's is horrendous. How loud?
Yeah, but doesn't that give you a bit like two increase in brake horsepower by a couple or so?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if you put a filter on it and then you get it dynoed, you definitely look at it a bit more. Yep. What is this dog doing? She's kicking me in the chest.
I have no idea. What are you doing? This dog was rescued in Spain on when we did our first tour of Spain. When we first met, we were together a month, right? And we went, right, okay, sod it, let's sell all our shit, pack it in a car, and we'll travel around like 12 countries for 8 months or something, won't we? And then we ended up in Cartagena, or ended up with a bloody dog and no house and nowhere to go. And we was like, oh my word.
We've been trying to buy a house for 5 years, and we've ended up with animals instead.
Or new bikes.
Collecting animals.
Well, to be fair, a good question, actually.
I rescued my dog as well, so it happens.
Yeah,
it does.
I think they find you rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
There's a good question for you.
How did you two meet? Story.
We met through our common love for photography and stuff like that. Basically, we was
it wasn't porno films. Well, no.
Steady.
No.
It is past the watershed though, so you're all right. Yeah. Well, over here it is anyway. So we went. It was a motocross track day when they was doing. You could go along and test your skills out with photography, etc. And there was a guy there who literally did just the photography of the dirt bikes and stuff, and he was doing like a bit of a training course. So we went there and we bumped into each other, said hello, and I was taking some photos of some of the bikes going past, and I accidentally took a shot of her ass. And then I walked over and I showed her the picture. I said, "Oh look, I've accidentally taken a picture of your bum."
And that was it. Love at first sight.
And then I lost my phone that day. She helped me find it.
Oh yeah, he lost his phone in the field, and I had to phone it to find out where it was, and then also had his number.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
Smooth.
Yeah. And then like I said, it was a month. We'd been together a month, and we moved in together, didn't we? And then 3 months later, we sold all our stuff, and we were traveling Europe. Yeah. So.
But I didn't have my license then, so that's why we were in the car.
I was the first one to have a bike license, by the way. I've been riding 34 years. He's only been on bikes about 3 now. But 4 years. 4 years. Because I said buy a bike or else you're out.
You know
get some
she's a
new-
keeper when she lets you ride her bike even before you passed your test.
Oh.
Although I did sit in the corner going like that.
Hey, Reggie.
We've got a few folk who have jumped on and said hi, so that have joined us. So we've got Dunk Von Dunk. Hi all. Yep.
Hello.
Carol Dutz.
Oh, Dutz rider, yeah.
Aye.
That's right.
Then we've got Jim, who's joined us.
Hi,
He's
Jim.
in Alicante.
He's in Alicante.
Although
And-
he might
Alicante, yes. Okay,
he
where
might
about
be back in-
Alicante?
he might be back in Falkirk just now, though.
Aye, it actually might be. Too cold.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Keep the Falkirk for heat.
There's a wee controversial one for you.
Did you ever catch
No, he bloody didn't. No.
You get some. You
There
picked
wasn't-
up
it
a bit
wasn't
of
me
heat for
riding.
that, didn't you? You picked up a bit of heat for that. For that.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, there's been a couple of videos we picked up a bit of heat for, but you know what? We started our channel as a life diary. It wasn't really meant for anybody to subscribe or watch. It was a case of I couldn't be bothered to write all the stuff down that we were doing on bikes, like as a memories. And we said, well, you know, with the skills that like we know how to do videos because obviously that's what we do. Why not just stick them on YouTube and they'll be there when we're too old to ride or do it anymore. We can look back and go, oh my God, do you remember when you did that? But so yeah, so we put the stuff up there, even though we know people are not going to like it sometimes because that's a memory for us, you know.
Mhm.
So, but to be fair, on the day he was actually holding back from the golf because you can't hear, but I'm going, stop being a twat. Don't go so far. You're going to end up getting killed. Do you know what I mean? So, and then,
No, I mean,
and then it was a
hang on
case
a minute,
of the road
hang on
was
a
a bit
minute.
dangerous
Let's
as well.
let's be completely blunt and honest here. I don't like having cars behind me because I don't know. I'd rather be the one in control of my braking and stuff like that. So there's no way I was going to pass the car until that last bit straight. I know that road quite well, actually. We've done it plenty of times. I know that we're in Spain and people might think that we don't really know a way around here. But Emma will tell you, I've actually got a really good knack for doing a road once and then pretty much knowing it off by heart. So this road we've done so many times, I knew that it was quite a straight road with a few like twisty bits on it, but nothing crazy. And I always was trying to hold back deliberately so that you can see that extra bit of distance. And I'm glad I did because otherwise I probably would have hit that silver car.
Yep.
But because he jumped out at the last second, I went, fucking hell, dipped off a little bit, went round it and then carried on. And I thought, right, I'm going to give that extra bit of buffer space until we was going up to that last bit that goes up a hill. And I knew that it was empty. But with the CBR having so much power, you're at half throttle, almost 3/4, and the front wheel's trying to lift already. And I knew I wanted some steering to get back in to my lane. So it was like, okay, I'll keep it at that until I'm in front of him. Then I'll open it up fully. And, you know, and that was it. But at the end of the day, what can you do? People will not admit it and they will not like to put it online. But I guarantee you that people out there that have a bike will have had a moment where it's gotten away from them and the adrenaline's just kicked in. They've gone, sod it, I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah.
And you just can't help yourself. And then whether people want to admit it or not, everyone at some point would have gone, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But we all do it. We all do it every now and then. You know, it's not, you just, what's the point if it's something that fills you with joy and whatever, what's the point in never doing anything just because other people hate it? I mean, at the end of the day, no one got hurt. And he should have left me at the roundabout when I said goodbye. I didn't expect him to come back. And
that's going to be my question. How close was he to you, Emma, when he came back round?
If I hadn't have moved over to the right slightly, he could have clipped me. I mean, it looked closer than it was.
Yeah, it does.
But he was close enough for me to shit my pants a bit. Do you know what I mean? So if I hadn't moved over, he could have clipped me easily. And certainly, I think, yeah, it was a close call. I think, you know.
That's why I'd already stopped it before that point. And when I pulled him back behind the other car because I went, no, I'm done. Yeah. And he shot off past me and I was like.
The guy can drive though. He could drive, that bloke in that car. Whoever that was, he knew what he was doing.
I didn't realise what car it was. I looked it up afterwards. 320 brake standard.
Yeah, standard.
That's a fast motor, fast car.
You could tell he'd had like a full exhaust system done on it because it was proper loud. Not that you can hear it through my visor, but yeah, that was a quick car.
Yeah.
It was a quick car. It took me by surprise because I thought, oh, it's just a Golf GTI. Then when I looked it up later, I was like, oh shit, that's quick.
I think that's the thing with bikes, isn't it? You can. I mean, no one buys a motorbike to poodle around really slowly all day, do they? Let's be honest. I mean, you know, maybe you get like the old classic bikes or something where they just
I mean,
have a toodle.
No. My father-in-law's got a Motor Guzzi Le Mans Mark II, and he was at the TT, and he got stopped. He was doing 144, and he hit on the anchors right on time.
Mate.
He got that. Now that's a 1968 bike, and he got that, and with the stopping power on that, he got that down to 88, a 450-pound thing on the spot.
Wow.
He was very lucky. So even though classics don't be, because I used to rip them for it all the time. No, they can shift, so they can. But you're right though, because I've got a Fireblade also, and the first thing I do, ask them, open it and just
ping.
Yeah, I think the first week I got it, and we was coming back home, and then we'd gone up to do a job up. I can't remember, it was Cambridge or something. We was coming back down the M11, and there was a couple of like done up modded cars, you know, Jap Fest sort of thing. And we was like riding past them. And I think that was the first time I fully opened the throttle, and I was just like, Jesus Christ! No, MT-09 back then.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of funny comments back there, but we've obviously hanged it. It was Wibbly Wobbly. He was asking about the car. He was asking, haha, Pussy's going mad.
Who's strangling the pussy?
If Mark goes further back, Wibbly Wobbly Harley Boy, he wrote, ha ha ha, Pussy's going mad. That was obviously the cat in the back of it, and then the one underneath it, away you go. Who's strangling the pussy?
Yeah, the cat needs good old rogering.
Send the dog.
I wouldn't mind, but the cat's, I mean, it keeps rubbing itself up against the dog, and it's trying to like get on the sofa with it, and it's rubbing itself up against the chair, and I'm like, God, jeez.
The dog hates her. She's like on the sofa. The cat will jump on the sofa, and the dog go, stop this, I've had enough. And she'll go upstairs and like deliberately try to get away from her constantly.
Don't blame her.
There's also another comment there for Carlos. To that visor, which bike would you consider as your next bike if you ever get rid of the Fireblade?
We've been discussing this recently, haven't we? Yeah.
Funny enough, I've literally just been talking about this in some footage. The video that got released today was my Sena packed up, so we couldn't hear each other and talk like we normally do. So Lane did a vlog, and I've done a vlog. Hers was really good. I've just edited it, and I really liked it actually. But mine was quite a lot of jibber jabber rubbish. But I did speak about my thoughts of the Blade, and I don't think it's the kind of bike that suits the typical road that you get in Spain, because it's great for motorways. It's great for some of the roads that go through the mountainside. I mean, if anyone wants to look at the map near where we are in Andalusia, there's a road called the A348. That road is like a racetrack. It's unbelievable, and it's super wide. And you've got your nice thick white line in the middle. Fantastic. But the mountain roads that we tend to do a lot of when we go out with the guys from the village in Orgiva, a lot of the mountain roads don't have a central line. Right. So they end up being quite skinny, a little bit flaky, and they're not the kind of fast roads. And there's a lot of the roads in Spain have actually got marble inside them because of the heat. They put marble in to keep them hard so that they didn't deteriorate over time. Yep. The problem is it makes them really slippery. Yeah. So you've got to pick and choose your roads that are good for riding. And it just doesn't suit the Blade over here for that sort of thing. And to answer your question about what would I get, funny enough, I've been contemplating, because I love the 1290 so much, but it's out of my price range. So it's kind of like the MT-07 is a nice sounding twin cross plane, nice and cheap on the fuel, means that we could ride around all day, nice and flickable around the mountains. But I don't know, the power, I'm so used to the Blade, and when I had the MT-09, I think I'm going to go for an MT-09 again. Really it's such a good bike. It's such a good bike. The MT-10 is fantastic as well, but my best friend actually had the same colours that you've got, and he absolutely loved that bike, but it's quite hungry on juice. and it's very
And they've got
difficult to
small
be.
tanks, haven't they?
It's small
They've got the
tanks.
small
Yeah.
tanks, and they drink fuel, so you're constantly at the bloody fuel station.
Mm.
That's what Mark, because your F71 shocking and feels only like 100 mile to a tank.
Mm.
As we found out last Friday, that's kind of out in fumes.
Mind you, that's not too different to the MT-09. When if you push it with the MT-09, you're getting about 100, 110 to the tank.
What does your blade get?
Huh?
What does your fire blade get?
Oh, I have no idea. I've never measured it. I'm too
It's
busy.
a little bit
Too
less
busy
than mine,
looking
isn't it?
at where I'm going.
Yeah, it's a bit less than mine, but then you tend to throw it around a bit more than I
Well,
do.
I do.
What about go back to the Z1000?
What's that?
We go back and get another Z1000?
I actually found it too heavy. It's quite heavy.
Very heavy.
It is heavy. It's like 220 kilograms, I think. Is that? I don't know if that's wet or dry.
Well,
but...
I've got a Gen 1.
Gen 1. Okay. I had a Gen 4.
Yeah.
And that was really heavy. It was 220 kilograms, and at the time, I think the suspension was set up for someone who was like a lot heavier than me, so it was super tough.
Yeah.
And I just didn't get on with it very well at all, really.
Right.
Although after I sold it, I really regretted it. But I'd had the MT-09, and when I'd got used to the MT-09, I was like, oh, this thing's just a lot of fun. It's miles per miles. The MT-09 has been my favourite bike completely. So.
What about you, Emma? Think about changing?
Do you know what? I keep thinking about it, but I don't know whether it's a girl thing or whether it's just people with bikes in general. But I fall in love with my bikes, and I keep them until either we sell everything to go traveling, or they fall to bits. So, but I have been thinking recently about getting something more upright. More because of the roads here. Obviously, we're planning on staying here long term, and the sports bikes just aren't made for these kind of terrains. So I'm wondering whether I might just get an MT-07 or an MT-09 as well. But the problem for me is the MT-09, when I used to ride it, it's so light, it's wafty on the front end, and I don't like the way they feel like that. The CBRs are super planted, and you can literally point it at a corner and it will throw itself in. Whereas the MT-09s, you have to ride them around the corner, and the front end's slightly wafty. So
I think they changed that, and the new model. I'm sure the new model, they've now brought the front wheel back towards the radiator by something like 1.5 inches or 2 inches or something. Meant to make a massive difference for that.
right, so maybe we should try the new ones.
I heard that. I've not tried one,
and I did like the MT-10. The MT-10 was fab. When I tried Ryan's one, I really liked that.
Yeah, well, that's an animal.
It's just a perfect bike, the MT-10.
Yeah.
But then again, it's my favourite bike. It's my go-to bike if I was ever going to spend that much money.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Nah.
It's the insurance cost and the fuel cost. It's like, I think the blade, actually, because I'd had my accident on the MT-09.
God, yeah, the insurance.
The fire blade cost me like over 800 quid to insure.
But then you had 2 accidents over the space of 3 years, didn't you? So, so hence why.
Well, the first one was like schoolboy error, really, because it was my first. Was it my first year? It was my first year. Yeah, it was my first year with the Ninja 636. It was a 2008 model, and we was
seen
touring.
that video.
No, I don't think we was filming.
No, I don't see the crash. Can see the aftermath.
Oh yeah, the pictures I've had online. Yeah. It was a road in Spain that was going up and down like this through the mountains, and it got to the top of the brow of a hill, and instead of going down like it was going to, like I thought it would, it went sharp left straight away. And later on, when I looked on Google Earth, you can see the pole sticking out the ground where the sign was supposed to be on it, warning people sharp left. And it dropped on the floor. I was like, oh shit.
Do you know what? If we'd had the video going at that time, they'd literally just run out about 20 minutes earlier or something. If we'd had the video going, it would have been the most hilarious thing to look back on, because obviously we got the Senas going and I'm coming up behind him And all I saw was the bike go off the edge. Now, obviously, we're on the edge of something that looks like the edge of a mountain, because where we've just come from was just a sheer drop. And this edge, you come around to the corner, just you can't see over the edge of it. It just disappears. So he's gone over the edge, going no, going down the edge, and I'm going, oh shit. Oh shit! Oh shit! So all you can hear is, I'm like, no, and I'm trying to stop the bike at the same time, and he's shouting, I'm freaking out, going, oh my god, where do I park? Where do I, pull off? But as it was, as you went over the edge, there was a lip and then a hill that rolled down, and there's rocks in the middle. So he hit a rock, and it just burst your tire, didn't it? You endoed the bike eventually and threw him off over the top. But it would have been a great video if we'd had the videos going.
3 polies later, and I stood straight up and went, I'm okay, I'm all right.
He bounced through the field like a little minion and just stood up and went, I'm okay. Completely wrote the bike.
We need to go back and catch up with these comments, Mark. Right? There's somebody called Jack McAllen. He says, remember and try and behave yourselves tonight.
We'll try.
Does that end up? Is that yours or us? I don't know.
Definitely them too.
Right. Oh, this one for Zedhead's quite a good one.
Yeah.
Zena did a fantastic tribute to the NHS that I'm privileged of contributing.
Yeah. Do you know what? I had thoroughly enjoyed doing it. I had this random idea to do an NHS tribute for all the workers that were being overworked with all the COVID stuff going on at the beginning of the pandemic. And Zedhead obviously took part. But recently I said about doing a new one, but I haven't got an idea yet. So I'm still trying to come up with an idea.
Still in the planning phase.
So if anyone's got an idea, let me know. If you have a look at the last video, you'll see what we did. But
it's her sort of thing. She organises and sort of produces it and stuff, and then goes, yeah, I want you to do this, and then edit it. Then stuck behind the computer for 3 weeks going, so yeah, it can be a bit annoying.
Yeah. So
how good would
the answer is I don't know. I still don't know yet. Yeah.
How good would it be if you went out on a short video and then got home and then handed it to somebody else to edit? Which is the worst part.
Don't I know it?
Yeah. Oh, you love it. He loves it. He spends hours and hours doing learning new videos on YouTube about how to do certain stuff in the videos and photography and that. He does enjoy it.
There you go. Away you go. Wants to know. He wants to ask another question. Canon or Nikon?
Okay, this is how we go about that. Sony.
Funny
story.
When we first started, I was a Canon guy, and Emma was actually a Nikon girl. And then for years, actually, when we were first together, we sort of stuck with Canon and Nikon, even though it would have made perfect sense for us to both take on the same system so that we could share lenses and stuff. And we didn't. We was like, no, I'm staying with Canon. It's so good. And
Nikon's better.
Nikon is so daft and stupid, and all your pictures come out really green, etc. But then we sold it all and went Sony, because with wanting to upgrade to doing videography and filming instead, the Sony just offered so much more for the money than what Canon or Nikon did. So it was just the cat is humping her leg.
With my leg.
It's still any shine to you, this cat. If it's not your leather, it's you. Oh, Jesus.
Get off.
I've never said that in my life.
Oh, my word.
Oh, Wibbly wobbly Harley boy, which knob has put a thumbs down already?
I don't know. Do you know what? We had that on our video earlier as well. But before we'd even gone live, someone's given us a thumb down. I'm like,
we were the same.
We get it. Every single video we put out, we get one thumbs down. And we
Your Teapot 1 video hasn't got a thumbs down on it because I watched it earlier and it
Because
doesn't
Teapot's a legend, that's why.
They're not going to do that. That's too far.
Teapot hasn't got a thumbs down on it, and I was thinking that even though he's got like way more subscribers than we have, we've made it because we've got a hater.
It's either that or it's because Teapot 1's got connections to the Met. Just log in and see who's giving my thumbs down.
We met him a couple of times at the bike shows. Actually, he's a really nice guy. I don't know if do you guys know him personally?
Military.
No,
No.
not at all.
Yeah,
But he was absolutely fantastic from start to finish with us. We couldn't believe it when he said aye. We were like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing.
He phoned you when I was on night shift.
Aye. And then Chris turned into the stalker.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, oh, it's a little bit of a lot of information, there.
Wait till he gets his filofax out about the information he's got about used to.
The wee green books here.
Oh man.
He seems like a very organised person, whereas I'm one of those very last minute. I'll leave it and then I'll like cram in as much studying as possible last second.
He drives me. So I tell you what, in our relationship, I'm the organizer, and then I give him things to do. And 11 o'clock this morning, I said, make sure you sort out the microphone stuff because we've got a road mic here. We wanted to check out how it works and stuff. Can you sort that out for me? Yeah. Okay, cool. Done it. So at 8:20, I said, so how's the microphone going to be set up then? So he starts setting it up.
That's good. It's all right.
It's fine. It's sorted.
Yeah.
You get there in the end.
We live our life on the edge. What can I say?
Here's a wee cheeky comment for you, Carlos.
Yeah.
Bisto.
Oh dear.
Right, that's us got a YouTube strike.
Well worth it though, right?
We MTO7 biker. We're having the Sena. Has any one of you said something you shouldn't have before you realise you've been heard? If so, what was it? Well, I don't know if you should be asking that, but anyway.
To be fair, because we ride on our own most of the time, don't we? Or the people that we ride with don't have Senas anyway, so it's quite good because we can chat with one another, but yeah, the other people aren't really involved.
I'm just trying to think because we've got some friends in the Netherlands that we've been and rid with before and stuff as well, and they moved from Sena, but we managed to on the Bluetooth system hook up with some of them. And I'm just trying to think whether I've said anything I shouldn't have, but
I don't think so.
It's normally the Dutch are quite good sense of humour and stuff,
Yeah.
so they can take a lot and they can probably dish out as good as they get. So
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything I've said that shouldn't have been heard. Mate, as long as it's not heard by you guys out there, it's fine.
Yeah, he just edits that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets edited out. That's fine, but there's Lane's got quite a potty mouth as well, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we have kind of seen that in the videos. Yeah.
There's not much that doesn't be said.
No, I always say to him, edit that out. You can't leave that.
And he leaves it.
I'm so not ladylike.
Matt, see if you go back up to Away You Go, he has wrote that he's bringing 20 bikers from Northern Ireland over to Scotland in July. He's staying in Arica Hotel, and if anybody is about, they're heading through Stirling or Glencoe, come say hello. They're going to be there for 4 days and 3 nights.
Oh, yep.
There you go.
Yeah, we were interested in doing that, and we've got to come back
Wow.
to England for
Xbox.
filming. Yeah, we're photographing
I
a
did
bike
leave
show.
my Xbox
We
in
did.
the UK.
We left both
Yeah,
our
I know. You said.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So yeah, gutted.
But we're filming and photographing a bike show in August in Tutbury Castle. So chances are we might just nip in and do that. We can go there and do that and then come back for the Tutbury Castle gig.
Yeah, I'll be there for that, that's for sure, because we're only about an hour and a half to Glencoe.
We're a slight blip away.
I was a bit of a trek, but I mean,
dear, we have to ride all the way there from Spain. Damn it.
I know, it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Here's the thing, actually. See, when you went over to Spain, or I think one of your videos, you were going to Holland, and you had packed your bikes like a house. How
Yeah.
did your subframe go on? Because you've done a lot better than Teapot One.
Fabulous. I don't understand how the bike didn't flop in half, to be honest, because
It looked.
SW Motec bag, which is 70 litres, and it had like clothes and stuff in it. And then she had the gimbal for the camera, because obviously we wanted to go away and do some work with camera stuff. So we've got like 2 GoPros, like 5 batteries each. And then you've got like the gimbal, the Sony camera. Emma just picked up her own separate Sony body as well with a macro lens and stuff. So you're like, oh my God, there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
And how do you charge it all? I mean, we love going away and being in the tent and stuff, but we found ourselves, if we'd known what we know now, we would have had our audio better set up. But at the time, our audio kept messing up. It kept cutting out, and like cable kept pulling out. So it was a nightmare. We had so much great footage from Europe that I've been trying to interject every now and then into little music videos because there's no talking with it. But it was I can't even remember how heavy it was.
I don't think it was that as heavy as
It
it
must have been
looks.
about 20-30k.
Yeah,
easy.
but to be fair, it was, I mean, if you had somebody on the back of your bike as like a pillion, do you know what I mean? They'd be way heavier than the luggage we had. But it's how you set it up. We had all the weight low down in the bags and the big 70-litre bags on the back seat, and then obviously the gimbal, which is quite light, was on the backpack. So it makes it look like it's really high and massive and really heavy, and actually it wasn't that bad. I did drop the bike fully loaded in the car park. Do you remember?
Oh my God!
What a nightmare!
Yeah, she dropped the bike with all the bag and stuff on it. We tented up. It was on the side stand, and what it was like on the flat ground. We thought it was completely flat, but it was like this fake ground stuff with like a sheet underneath,
and then shingle.
Yeah. So basically, eventually the green like layer of like whatever it was material gave way, and it just went right through.
Yeah.
So
the bike went down to the tune of me going no trying to hold it up, and you know, like as you're going down you're like, oh God, I pulled a muscle in my leg trying to hold it up, and
show everybody the pussy.
It looked rather heavy, and I know obviously that was a big issue for Teapot. He said his was roughly about 50-55 kilo, and obviously the subframe just keeps snapping. But there's not really that much, as Emma says, if you've got a pillion on your back and you're going to go to it for X amount of hours.
What's the system that you've got? What was it called?
I've got a Ventura.
The Ventura system.
Racking system. So it has like it's bolted into this, obviously the side frame and also at the back, but it comes on long struts. There is a video of me riding. In fact, I think when we did the nighttime video of Reggie, the cinematic one, you can see the
you can see the poles were left on it.
Still on it, yeah.
Right.
But most of the weight was on where the pillion seat would be, and then a little bit on the back. So
there's there you go. There's also a comment for Jim Emery, who's obviously in Spain. He says that he runs S22s on his bike in Spain, excellent tyres. But again, he's Alicante, the roads might be slightly different.
Yeah.
I've ridden S22s. They were on my MT-09 when I first got it. Brilliant tyre. Fantastic in the dry, not so great in the wet. There is a video on our channel which has got the music. That's the day I slipped. There's a video. There's two. There's a video of where the front wheel just like gives out. It just suddenly just went for a second and then re-gripped, and it really sort of took me by surprise because I was being really gentle around the corner, but it was a very wet day, and it slipped out. But that's the only time I've ever had it done, and it's never slipped out on me on the Michelin 2CTs that we normally run.
Yeah, I like the 2CTs.
I think he's a GPTEK 1000 over in Spain.
Jigsaw. Did you know what? That was my dream bike when I was a teenager. I always wanted one of the Jigsaw 750s with the old square back ends on them, because they were classed wheelie machines then. You know, we'd have them going up and down Whips Cross Road past the hospital on the back wheel. I thought like everyone was doing the same thing, but never got round to buying one. And when I did get round to looking at buying one, when I bought the current bike I've got now, I didn't like the design and the paint jobs. I thought they were a bit old school. You know, they haven't changed in years, you know.
Well, now they look really good.
I still like them. I think they're great, but yeah, but
Scott had a Gixxer 600.
Here we go.
Always comes out of conversation, doesn't matter who's on.
Somehow that always appears in every chat so far. It has become a distant memory, and it shall stay in my memories. Some people it's a dream bike, and for me a nightmare is a dream. So
yeah.
I always when I was younger, dreamt about having the Rizzler, Suzuki Rizzler race spec one. They looked so good. They look the nuts.
Actually, we went out a run with a guy who's got one. He even had the leathers to match. Looked like a knob right enough, but he thought if you're watching, sorry, but you did.
Yeah, there's a point at which you've got to stop. You've either got to be, you know, slim, like, and a proper racer like Marquez or something like that to wear all the gear and get away with it. And then I see 50-year-olds in the CBR group sharing their pictures of their Repsol blade with all their levers on, their Repsol levers on, and their 93 lid, and you're like, and then you look at the rear of their tyre and they've got chicken strips like this, and you're like,
squared off.
Squared off, yeah. It's like, okay, why don't you just like get a touring bike? But you know, whatever makes people happy.
With 200, definitely. We need to do that. I keep saying there's so many places I want to go, and that's why we wanted to be on the road for a long time. We've not got to do any of that, and bloody COVID scuppered it all. Northwest, I want to do the NC500.
Not bad. I get cramp.
Hello.
We're all going to have to go in different directions now.
Big Jam.
Over fist.
There you go.
Don't say double fisting.
Big Jam 8429 wrote, are you going to organise a big meet up for the basic biker fans at some point when we're allowed? A big meet up would be class. It'd be something we would definitely love to. Well, we're really good. Like any kind of local ride that we get, especially last year with the weather, we done really well. Like, even if it was just half an hour down the road, you know, we're getting like 62 bikes at one point. So that was just local.
That's good.
So we're doing not bad. So that could be a arrangement.
Apart from we had to cut out about 80% of the video because you couldn't put it on YouTube.
Nobody was under 100 and there was 60 bikes.
It's just mental. It was like everybody's out for the first time and it's just like, let's go fucking mental. And I'm like, I can't video it. Yeah, exactly.
Away you go said he's going to send the itinerary, obviously for when he's over in July.
Brilliant.
Yeah, cool. That'd be cool. Do you know what I'm missing the most? I really, really, really want Carlos to experience the TT because I think there's nothing quite like the TT. It's never been.
We have obviously had it cancelled twice now.
No, personally, I think we should take the hit for cancelling the TT because the very second we booked it, they cancelled it.
Oh dear.
I think we should actually take the hit on that.
Aye, 2 years it's been cancelled, so we're on again for next year.
We're on track.
Let's hope so. Definitely need to go.
Crossed, yeah.
Definitely need to go. It's just, I just remember the first time I ever went, was when I was a teenager, and I marshalled the Isle of Man when I was I think it was 19 or 18 at the time with my mum, believe it or not. And ever since then, I never managed to get back again. And I've been to the Isle of Man, but to do the actual TT itself and ride the Mad Mile and stuff would just be so good, and you'd love it. It's such a great place to be with all the bikers, you know, just they take over the island and the atmosphere is just something else.
Yeah, the videos do it justice.
We've been trying to get there for 2 years.
There's a perception that the actual people on the island hate it because of what happens, but I've got my wife, she's got family there. Her auntie and cousins all stay over there. It's the total opposite for what people turn around and try to say. It rakes in 38 million over 4 weeks. So it does the TT. So they missed out on like nearly £70 million in 2 years.
Yeah.
Imagine if a coin was going to take a wee bit of a hit there.
Just a tad, yeah.
Especially against
I do like it. I want to go. I've never been. But...
There's when you're sitting on the straights and you've got their bikes coming past at over 200 miles an hour. I mean, to sit and see them fly past like that on a road, I can't even begin to explain it. It's just absolutely nuts. You have to be a little bit crazy, I think.
Yeah, that's Peter Hickman. That's one Isle man pulling a wheel.
Yeah.
I can't really get that right over to see that. He's a nice guy. Met him a few times.
Yeah, my mum spent probably 20 years being a pit girl for one of the sidecar teams over there.
Nice.
So, you all right there?
You all right there, Scott?
I don't know what's happened. I've kicked the computer a few times. It's fighting back.
It's actually it's quite funny. I've not disconnected tonight so far, touch wood, but it normally comes and it catches me at the worst time when I'm going like that. When it squeezes. Hey, just getting it out early.
There's not even a cat in there.
Wobbly Harley boy. Any of you made it to Shetland? I went up there in the summer for a rally a couple of years ago. Never been to the Shetlands. I don't know I want to either.
Nah, I don't think I'd want to go either.
Do you not get horizontal rain up there?
One good day a year.
Yeah, I've not been there, and even riding Scotland. To be fair, I've never done that on a bike. I've been there a few times in the car, and I'd love to do it on the bike. But my concern is all the bloody midges. Because if you're camping of a night time, it must be horrendous, right?
Nah, it's not that bad.
Is it not?
Nah.
I've seen the videos on YouTube though, where people stick their arm out and it's just like covered.
Says the man that does the camp.
But that's what hotels for. You got to charge their GoPros in a hotel.
You're covered in. You will get covered in them, but it's whether they bite you or not.
It's an experience.
Aye. That's what it is. You either blow up like that, or they don't bite you.
Isn't it like as long as you stop and get in the tent and you end the day, but like in the evening before they come out.
Yeah.
And then you just keep yourself hid away in there
just sit in the tent,
next morning.
Getting completely rat-arsed till the morning.
Yeah. And then
that sounds like Scott's ideal night.
Well,
2 million drunk midges.
To Carlos goes out for a pee in the middle of the night, and then you'll know what coverage your midges is.
Yes, but you did say something about it blowing up, right? So that's
a good thing.
I'll be taking a pee bottle to bed, that's for sure. So.
No, dear, no, it's fine. You can go out.
All right, contradictory to the last episode.
Try to look at these comments. I'm trying to put some of the comments on we can actually get away with. There's one for you. I take it away you go like used to, aye. His comments tonight have been bang on.
Deary me.
I've got a confession, mate. I've never been to Scotland, but I do actually want to go to Scotland.
Oh no, yeah,
I've
you
never
said you've been to Scotland, yeah. It's beautiful.
We've done Wales. We did an adventure in Wales where we went to this thing called Go Below.
Go Below, yeah.
And that was awesome. You go in this like cave system, and they take you on and do some abseiling and all this sort of stuff. And that was great. I've never actually ridden. I've not ridden Wales. I've not ridden Scotland.
You haven't even done the Peak District yet, have you?
We went to the Peak District. And I
In
still
a car?
didn't take my bike. Yeah. What kind of bikers are we, for God's sake?
Just go to Spain.
Yeah. Bikers that push it everywhere or go in a car.
Well, we tend to. The problem is every time we decide to do a long distance riding on the bikes, we end up in Spain. So we go all the way through France into Spain. I think we did. I think when we went to your mum's, didn't we? We did. We were away for 3 weeks on the bikes, but we had a week off the bikes at his mum's place in Galicia, and then we spent the other 2 weeks on the bikes. We did 6,000 kilometres, didn't we, over the 2 weeks?
Yeah.
but we always end up coming this way and never going the other way. And we were going to go this time round. We were going to go up through Norway and Sweden and then come all the way back
Finland.
down the other side. You know.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that, and then we couldn't do that because COVID hit. That was when we was going to do it and we was going to go with Epic Adam and
Vic Mitchum
to Wales and go and tour around there for a bit, and that never happened. Just because that was all the time when we literally just started doing the channel and going, right, let's film it, let's put some stuff out there. When COVID hit.
So you just noticed the comment. It's been sitting there for a wee while.
Trust said, honestly. Oh dear. I wonder why you kept putting a bell round my neck of a night time.
On the way back to the bedroom after I had a pee.
Definitely need to get the bike out and go up to Scotland.
Oh, do you want to hear a funny story about things being in the dark? Actually, we was tenting in the New Forest, and basically Emma needed a pee, so she went out into the
not that I do that because I'm
in the dark in the forest, and she's gone over there for a pee in the corner somewhere. I'm waiting back in the tent, and then I'm blissfully unaware, totally just sitting there waiting, fiddling around on my phone or whatever, and then all I hear is Emma coming back to the tent going ah! Like this. I was like, what's happened? What was it? And she said she was trying to take a pee in the bush, and she heard this like rustling noise,
rustling and snuffling.
And she thought it was going to be me at first, like trying to make her jump or something. And she was like, "Very funny, Carlos, ha ha, whatever." And then she's like, more rustling. She's like, "What's going on?" All of a sudden, this horse wet nose on her back of her ass.
Oh my god! I've never run so fast with my trousers around my ankles ever.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. That was.
I said, if it had been a murderer, I'd have been dead now. What? You couldn't even hear me calling you. Oh no, it's on my phone. You found me in the morning on my back with like crosses for eyes with this horse standing over me.
It's all good. It's all good.
Mark, you need to put the channel up on the screen, and then obviously in the comments who haven't subscribed to subscribe away to Gesto online.
Do that now.
How long ago was it you started? Was it about 6 years ago or something?
What, the channel?
Yeah.
Oh no, God! It's only been. I mean, it's been sitting there for ages, but we didn't do anything with it for I think probably maybe 2.5 years.
Well, you can look back at the old stuff, and it was basically just us in the car when we first met, and was touring around Europe, and it was like really, really bad stuff, just like Photoshop.com. And, basically just us pooing about in the car and just having the video going, and
so we didn't really start doing any of the bike stuff till quite
until
late,
I think it was the last couple of years, because after I had my bike license, and then we started like putting videos on there going let's just put it out there so that it's something for us to see and do.
To look back so only really I think 2.5 years or something we've been doing it properly.
It went quite quick from subscribers to over 1,000 when you actually started putting some effort into it, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
It was within a couple of months, was it? No, it was quite quick.
I don't know. I think 6 months, maybe, or maybe
6 months.
Longer than that. I'm not sure, but yeah.
That's good. That's pretty good.
The problem is we tend to get, because we've been sidetracked over the last year.
Oh, shiny.
With the pandemic and other business and doing work, and we tend to have pockets of we'll upload a load of videos over the 2 or 3 months, and then we won't be able to do any for a couple of months, or we'll do one every 2 or 3 weeks. And I think if we actually put the effort and did regular videos, we might actually get people subscribing.
Well, there's the MTO biker. He says a way to subscribe to you.
Cheers.
He's the way to do it just now. Yep.
Well done. I'm actually in talks. I don't know whereabouts you are, MTO7. I guess he's up north, isn't he? Because he's MTO7 biker.
Yeah, he's right next to us.
He's next to us,
Glasgow.
We're friends with Reevy Motorvlogs. I don't know if you watch him. He's got an MTO7, And Tarzan Motovlogs has got an MT-07 at the moment. It's gone from a Ninja, I believe.
Yeah.
And I've been talking to Reevy about possibly when we dart back over to the UK to doing some stuff with him and Tarzan on a video, because I thought it'd be quite funny. They're putting out some quite nice stuff at the moment. It's quite good fun to watch.
Yeah, he does.
Just have a laugh, just having fun.
Spends most of his life on his back wheel, Reevy, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He went through a stage of teaching everybody. Then somebody told him that the police could contact him regarding it. He stopped it for like 4 videos and then went back to it again. So that's just
I think a lot of people say that, but I think the police have got so much on their hands. I mean, how many? I was worried about that bike video that I put up with the blade, thinking, oh, maybe I should take it down. The only reason I thought about really taking it down is because my dad watches my channel, and I thought if he sees this, he's gonna say,
shut you down.
What to say? I tell you, because my dad always wanted a bike, but I think he had one bike. But it was back in the days when you didn't have to wear a helmet and stuff, and he had a bit of a crash, and it was like, oh, that's it, you know. Yeah. But he's always liked bikes. It was actually how I had a love for bikes was from watching the MotoGP with my dad when I was a kid. So, and I think that he used to live his motorbike days through watching the races, and then. Oh. Sorry. Bear with us.
The cat's humping the dog.
The dog's need
it. I told you I'm going to chuck it in the bin.
Yeah.
I've had enough of it. Seriously.
We should get a new one. Our one's broken.
It's all right with the dog, but the cat is just driving me nuts.
I think.
Not literally. I mean, she's not sitting there.
I don't think your mum would have something to say about it if your dad got a bike. She'd go mental.
My mum would flip if she saw that video. She's like a proper traditional Spanish old lady who's like, you know, she didn't want me to have a motorbike to start with. And when I did get one, she was like, oh, well, you know. And then I had my first crash, and she was like, well, that's a sign. It's time to get rid of the bike. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Got another one straight away. And then she was like, oh, you know, and you've got to be careful with this one. Yeah. And then when I told her I broke my arm, Jesus Christ. That was a conversation and a half. But
when I'm at
that point where she's accepted that I'm a biker, and she's like, oh, just be careful.
I've completely stopped blurring the speedo. No, I just can't be arsed with it. The latest video that will go next week is me and Chris going to Inverary, and I keep telling myself throughout the video, keep looking up, don't look down it's for the speedo. And if I do look down, it's there. I've stopped blurring it out, to be honest. I can't be arsed.
I'm almost at that stage where I'm thinking maybe I just we'll do all the chatting and stuff when I'm riding a little bit slower and not so crazy, but I just think I don't know if I can be bothered, because it takes ages to blur it out if you do it properly. But I've noticed some people get a little bit of tape and they stick it across their speedo whilst they're doing it.
That's what I said. I said we need to get little stickers that we can just put on when we go out on the bikes.
But it's like
the speed on the MT range is massive as well.
Yeah.
Aye, it is, mate. It is.
You think how many thousands of minutes of video is getting uploaded to YouTube?
Yeah.
Constantly. You think the chances of them seeing mine, I mean, it would have to be some pretty mad, drastic footage for them to actually do anything about it. Because if it's just speeding, I don't know if you guys have seen, there is another very famous motorcycle channel that probably everybody watches, and they had a guy in who was telling that, you know, if it comes under the realms of just speeding, you have to actually be caught within the 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't matter.
Was that on 44 Teeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. He just says as long as you're not doing anything that can be classed as dangerous driving, then if it's just speeding, and it's not twice the speed, Carlos, you're all right.
What was it? The last rides we went on, someone asked him what speed he was doing. He said, I don't know. The thing, he stopped going at 299, because obviously we're in kilometres an hour here.
Well, hang on a minute. What? No. Don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't that one.
How long did it take you to get Reggie into kilometres? Because I was watching that video and it took me a wee while to figure out how to get that into kilometres. It's only 2 buttons.
I'll tell you what, it took her so long that I had time to look it up on my phone on how to do it.
I was sitting laughing and just go, how long is it taking her to get it? It's literally 2 buttons.
Yes, well, he's a very good editor and he made it look really long, all right?
Yeah. That's what you say about everything.
Complain about everything.
Oh. Made that look really long, darling.
Yeah, no, it was.
There's Carl Dutt's got a wee thing. Put the subscribe thing over the speedo.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Clever idea. Yeah, but you'd still have to keep it tracking it, wouldn't you?
You've either got. Well, it depends. It depends.
Or just keep it up at all times. I don't know.
Yeah.
The tape over the speedo is probably the best solution. Really. The quickest and easiest. No mucking about.
The quickest and easiest.
But away you go. He's over in Scotland a lot. He says his partner lives in Blantyre.
Industrial tape.
What about my mum and the biking? I'm guessing you mean what did she used to do, or she was into it? Because if you're asking about what my mum used to do, she used to be a pit girl for a race team and was for years and years and years. From day one, when she was like 16 or 17, she used to go down to the Ace Cafe in London. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. And she pretty much lived there. And she was a teddy girl or whatever they called them. Is it teddy girls? I don't know, whatever. Ponytails and flouncy skirts anyway. But and then she met a biker down there and they ended up traveling around all sorts of circuits over the years, and she was doing that for a good 20 odd years or something. She's still got a bike now. She bought a bike probably a year before we came away.
Yeah,
here.
she's got a Suzuki GS250. GN250.
Yeah.
I was actually just looking on the side here. I've just seen the comment by Away You Go saying about the police not being able to use the footage, and he's right actually, because as far as I'm aware, they have to have the raw footage. If it's been edited in any way, they can't use it in a court of law.
I think that's why a lot of people hate, if you're going out in either groups or whatever, they actually hate you wearing a GoPro, because if you get stopped with the police, the first thing they do is take the SD card clean off you.
Yeah.
So they do. So a lot of people hate it, or they don't, or they end up going different route. I've had it. I've been out with a few people, and they went, they end up zooming away and going a different direction, or they just say, don't put that on when you're with us, type of thing, in case they do get stopped.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Over here, it's actually illegal to have GoPros on your helmets. You can actually get pulled up and fined for it on the spot there.
Let's classify this correctly. Basically, what it is you're not allowed to. The helmet is not allowed to be modified in any way, in a permanent way. So if you've got, like, for example, I think Reeve himself was actually using like a strap that goes inside the lid and comes out, and the GoPro can go on that, and it's like a Velcro or elastic system that comes off. That's fine. But over here, if, for example, you do like what we do, which is Sugru.
Yeah,
it goes on the outside, sticks the camera on there. That you can actually get done for, because it's modifying the helmet out of what was the health and safety thingy for it or whatever.
Yeah.
Top tip. Anybody's traveling to Spain, don't glue your GoPro ticket.
The funny thing is, though, it's like it really depends on who you bump into, because we've gone past just not that long ago 2 motorbike police officers going in the other direction. We gave them a wave. They gave us a wave. They could clearly see the 360 on the front of my bike and the GoPro on my lid, and said nothing. So
you know why though? They probably watched your last video and thought we'll never catch him.
Which is strange though, because obviously your GoPro is a clip, so it still unclips, although they be sticky bits stuck to the helmet, which is stupid. Because you can unclip it. It's no.
I'll tell you what is quite good about that Subaru stuff is that actually, if you are in a pinch, always keep a Swiss Army knife on you, because if they say anything, you just go, no problem, and then you can just slice through it.
Yeah, and take it off. Yeah. Wibbly wobbly Harley boy, the Subaru, mate, is seriously easy to do, and it's so good. It just you can hold your helmet on the camera. It's so.
I'll tell you what, I'll
so
go and grab
stable.
it and show you.
Yeah, you need to give it the 24 hours. That's what I've got in mine as well. You can bounce it. Use your GoPro and just do this with the helmet. It's so. In fact, a clip of mine on my Z actually broke off, and it's for the radiator. It's just a bit of fading, so it is. And I actually used a bit of Segura just to hold it together. And it's so strong.
Really,
so
really
strong. I heard about it through Zhead. It was Zhead, the first person I ever seen use it.
We did intend on doing a like a fitting video before we left, but we still haven't got round to it, and we was having issues at the time with stuff.
So that's the Subaru there, just goes on there, and
solid.
Yeah, solid as a rock.
So that's really good, strong.
You swing me right round, baby, right round.
Oh dear, I feel like I need to put some sort of random tracksuit on now, or whatever it is. What do they call them? Oh god,
shell suit.
Shell suits. That's it. Yeah.
Shell suits.
Shell suits. In the old days, in the 80s, yeah, I had a shell suit.
White Rock Rider saying it can actually hold up to 2 kilograms.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it is really strong.
It's superb stuff.
Really good. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, definitely use the Subaru.
The only tip I would say is obviously make sure that the surface on your lid is completely clean. And where you're going to mount it with the GoPro, the back of the GoPro mount, give it a good scratch up with like a knife or something so that it's got a rough surface, and then it will stick. It won't come off.
If you go back up, or would it just go away? You go get a good shot. He's actually asking what your channel's about tonight, Mark. Duct tape and pussies.
Oh dear.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
That's like an interesting channel to me.
It's very intriguing, anyway. That's for sure.
Hormonal pussy is what our channel is currently about. It's not Lane, obviously. It's this one down here. It doesn't help that I'm pointing in the direction of the cat.
This cat has taken a wee fancy to you.
It has. Yeah. We actually rescued her, to be fair. She was on absolute death's door.
Yeah, if we hadn't picked her up, she'd have been dead by the
We're
next
currently
day.
in the process of doing a video for Emma's other channel, which is the Cat Cafe, is it, or something?
Yeah, I don't. It's not a channel that I use. It's just where I upload the videos to.
She basically likes to help out with cats wherever she can and possible, because she used to do a lot of stuff with rescuing cats. And we found this one, and literally, if we hadn't have picked it up the day we picked it up, it would have been dead, because it's got feline leukemia and it's had 2 blood transfusions, and it was literally on death's door.
Yeah.
And you wonder why you have no money.
I know,
Yeah.
right? This is why we need to do this video, to try and raise some money for the funds, because she cost us £600.
Is it still quite common in Spain for like stray cats and dogs and that kicking about?
Yeah,
it's really bad. They just don't look after them like we do in the UK, for sure. But you know, I mean, there's only so much you can do. But when I see an animal or a person suffering, you know, really badly, I have to help. So, you know, I think it's just the right thing to do. I couldn't have just left her there to die.
We noticed that in Alicante as well.
Yeah.
With a lot of strays.
There's only so much you can do, though, because otherwise you get to a point where you're just like, do you know what I mean? What can you do? There's so much of it. I mean, when we was driving around in the car the first time that we was together, I think we'd already picked up Miha, our dog now, and we'd found another dog that was like, literally, we stopped and gave it a load of food and water, and like really wanted to take her on, but we just couldn't, because we was currently trying to find a house. We'd already picked up a dog to look after that we was gonna like leave with some people to look after, but just had no room in the car and stuff. And he was like, what do you do?
What do you do? Yeah, you have to leave, and you can't do anything about it. That said, my next rescue, I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, the post I put on Instagram. You see the bike in a field, in a Spanish field here. I'm like,
I've
it's just
seen that.
been left abandoned in the
Oh,
field. I'm like, we need to go back and get it.
GSX 1100
Yeah.
or something.
Well, that's
You should have
definitely
paid-
going to be more than £600 to restore
The thing is, you should have taken it if it's just sitting there. I'd have took it.
that. Jim,
Mind.
Jim,
Yeah.
and we's talking about the Sena. We were talking about how Spain is illegal. He got actually pulled on Tuesday with Sena 30.
I was
Wow.
pulled into the room, police told
Told
my
my
Sena 30
Sena
was
30 was
illegal on my
illegal, that's-
helmet and I could be fine.
What absolute rot. It's not
Wow.
even on permanently. It's not a permanent
crazy.
fixture.
That's crazy.
It's mental.
I don't
So
understand.
Is the Guardia police, are they different to traffic police?
Yeah.
It's been-
You have,
Well, you've got actually, funny enough, I did a bit. We've got a couple of friends over here that I was talking to about this situation because you've got 3 different kinds of police force. You've got Guardia Civil, which is basically translates as civil guard, but they are like the police for areas that are rural areas and stuff like that. They police and everything like that. Then you have the national police, which are mainly in towns and big.
Cities.
Like cities
Yeah.
and towns and stuff like that. And then you've got like the local police called Policia Local, who have no powers whatsoever, and you don't have to listen to a word they say, and they literally deal with domestics. So if you see the Guardia or national police, then do as you're told. But if it's police local, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So Jim never got a £200 fine because he couldn't be bothered doing the paperwork. Is that pretty much what we're saying?
A lot of the time, actually, I've had a speeding fine since I've been here, but it was in the car. Funny enough, good job it wasn't in the car because if it was on the bike, I would have been in
lost
jail.
your license. Yeah.
But they're really funny. They pulled us over and he said, "We caught you speeding back there from an unmarked car." And I was like, "All right." And it was on a 60 and I was doing 80, so I was 20 over the speed limit. And they went, "What was the fine?"
€50.
€50 fine. And I was like, there was no sort of like naughty boy or anything like that. Pay the €50 and then go, "Have a nice day, bye-bye." That's it. You don't mind that? I don't mind that. That's all right. That's better than points on that, stressing out about putting your points on your license, etc. So,
Evening, Robert.
All right, Robert, how's it going?
Hi, Robert. Hello, Lockwood.
Can't wait to see his VFR finished.
Hold on a minute.
where I stay, there was a petrol station that had a lion chained up on the forecourt.
I'm reading that as well.
Jeez.
No, that's a lot of shite. He comes to Paisley.
It was a big lion.
Aye, that's a lying statue. He's talking shit. He stays in Paisley.
What's this?
The cat's
What's
always
this
lost, mate.
Yeah, and
I have a Bengal tiger that was hit by a car and lost a leg and got cancer as well. What the?
Blimey, that is a very
Who are
unlucky
these people?
cat.
We have some weird people watching this stream.
And there's
It's either a stuffed Bengal tiger or he lives in India.
Aye, exactly. We MT07 biker, we know this is he's very passionate about animal,
He's passionate,
especially videos. See, like, videos, if it's birds, cats, dogs, it doesn't matter what it is.
Pigeons.
Any animal in distress, then
Anything
he
that's
gets
smaller than
upset.
them.
Yeah,
He gets
same
very
for me.
upset.
I just think
Yeah,
that
this one's
that's
only six months now.
she's actually, if you look at the size of her, can you just hold her? She is, there you go, just hold her properly, not stretching her. She's actually only about the size of a hand and a half of mine, and she's 6 months old. So she's tiny, where she's just been malnourished since she was born, which is a real shame. My dad's Joe Exotic. That doesn't surprise me, Zed.
Carol Baskin down the road from me.
Who did it?
It's true what Scott says, but with MT07 biker, he's only passionate about these type of animals because that's the only thing that's smaller than him.
Do you know what? I think it's a worthy cause, anything to do with animals, because it's not like they
Can't fend for themselves.
can't
can
speak
they?
up and say, and it's absolutely soul destroying when you hear about
Mine's just got a couch
in bags that like over here you can find cats in bins in bags. Do you know what I mean? And dogs put in bags and then chucked in rivers, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? It's madness.
Yeah. The comments are coming in thick and fast now. It's this island with a nightclub, a live alligator in the corner, and then we've got
between
6
them.
and Roy were my uncles. There's another one. 2 of my dogs have only one eye. That's each knot between. What?
So one eye, they share one eye.
No, they've each got one eye.
Oh, it's just coming. It's coming thick and fast now.
Dunk Von Dunk. I love cats, but I couldn't eat a whole one.
I could. Oh, cat. He said cat. Oh, right, okay.
If you look at a dirty boy.
We've just let that go. That one. We've just leaving that alone.
I'm trying to behave because you said about not wanting to, get a strike on YouTube, but it's really hard.
Listen, we had a boy on called Lee Creighton, and we didn't get a strike with this boy. And you're very tame compared to the stuff that comes at this point. So don't worry about it.
Anybody who watches our channel knows it's full of filth and swearing anyway. So
well, it's normally sexual humour, isn't it? Innuendos.
Innuendos, yeah.
Yeah, well, you shagging your handlebars.
Innuendo.
Get off, cat.
Oh, for God's sake!
I can see how many cats out on the road. If you turn it, and you can see where.
If you look at cat.
What?
If you turn it around, you can see where they made the dishcloth holder.
What the hell?
What?
I have no idea what that means.
That's Irish
We're
humour.
staying away for that.
Oh my God! Look at Z-Hegs, but I saw a guy getting eaten by a crocodile. I thought posh sod with a Lacoste sleeping bag.
we MTO7 biker. The nightclub's with Matt with a full of dogs.
You know what? Whilst we've got everybody on the stream, I think we should ask for ideas on a collaboration video, because if anybody who's watching hasn't seen it, shut up, Kat. We've got a collaboration video that we did for the NHS tribute thingy. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. But we want to do something new for this year.
The cat's like that.
The cat's
Cloth holder that's talking about. That's what the cat's doing, isn't it?
The cat's got an idea. He's trying to let us know it's an idea.
Would you reckon? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I want it to be about pussy.
If there was ever a short clip to put on your channel, it's that one. Right.
That's
there.
the teaser. That's the teaser.
As you just said that, my dog just did this and just laying her back with her legs up.
But yeah, so if anyone's got any ideas for a collaboration video, you need to have a look at the NHS one so you can see what kind of collaboration I mean, because it's not your normal kind of collaboration. But yeah, I need some ideas, and I'm just a little bit short on them at the moment. So
I'll say to my wife's a nurse, so she is, and I'll see if she's getting any ideas that they would like to see.
Yeah.
And if you go over to their Facebook page, they actually posted a link to the video last year, so you can watch it there as well. So jump over there.
Can you put the link up here, Matt?
I could if I went and searched for it, but I can't be asked.
Right, honesty's the best policy.
He's a fucking great host, isn't he?
Right, I'll go and do it. Jesus, man. Right, okay. Chat amongst yourselves. Well, I go and look for this.
Away you go, just put another call and take that disc clip out of its arse. Brilliant.
Right, here we go.
So how long have you been out in Spain now? How long's that?
This time round we've been here 5
Since
months?
November.
Yeah. So
we do have Padron here, which means that we're
legally registered
in this village. We're working on our residency. But the funny thing is, because both my parents are Spanish, I did have an old Spanish passport. So we're trying to get my old Spanish passport renewed so that I can basically have that and stay here. But we're also considering other options for Emma. So she needs to get her completely registered over here as well. But for me, it should be quite simple once the lawyer sorts out my passport. So.
That's a link to that video there in the chat for you, so you can click on it, have a look at it.
That's the NHS one, is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Good fun that was.
So I was actually
Watched it
thinking
yesterday for the
maybe I
first
could
time.
do something in the next one where everybody has to dress up, possibly.
I want people to comment below to see if they can guess who Emma's mum is in the video. Put your timestamps in there if you're not sure. If you've not seen any of our other videos, just watch that and put your timestamps in where you think Lane's mum is.
She going to be on a wee frilly skirt with bunches in.
Almost as nuts though.
You should, I don't know, even something like getting everybody to dress up, get the women to dress as guys, get the guys to dress as women.
Oh, trust you.
Interesting.
Hey, I've seen you in a pair of heels and your fucking sissies on. Shut up.
Guys, can we keep the WhatsApp group to the WhatsApp group, please?
I quite like the idea of doing something where people have to pass something from one to the other on camera. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, all around the world, it's a bit like that last one. It was a bit of a mission to organise because we had people in Australia and Canada and London, Scotland. So they were all over the place, and trying to get people to do the video as I needed it to be done so it fitted with what we were doing was a bit of a mission. And especially when you have to try and get everybody to film it in the right format, and you've got people filming on their phones and they're not really tech minded, and it was like I'd get pieces of footage come in and I'd have to say I can't use this.
I love a bit of vertical video.
And, so it took ages, didn't it? But it was good fun.
There's a good one there. You should do a dance one. Let her doing police around the world. You could do it every time we stop at traffic lights.
Tiger King costumes. Yeah, what a good idea. Stopping at traffic light. Yeah, we could do that.
There was that guy who had people in the world, he was doing that wee dance.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's quite good.
There was one for a women's Facebook page, and they were throwing keys to each other.
Yeah.
And every time they threw a set of keys, obviously they were dressed normally, and they got a set of keys down there, and they were standing in their leathers on their bike. That was quite a good one.
Oh, that's right, because the key would come up to the thing and hide them, and then they take away their own.
Although you don't really want to copy someone else's idea, I suppose.
Yeah, I want to do something different.
Or I don't know. You start off at your garage, and then you end up at the police or the hospital or something like that, because it's to do with the NHS or the emergency services or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I like Scott's idea. Basically, they're sitting there with their beer, and then they put that in front, and they take it away, and then they're absolutely wrecked.
Like this.
Well, Ted will not have an issue doing that.
How about some person sings a line each?
Oh God!
So that's what they've done in the last one. Are you watching this? Do you know what we're talking about? I suggest you go and check it and then come back to us.
I've got a really good Freddie Mercury outfit indoors in England, so maybe that's why I'm thinking. Yeah, it might be good for getting people to dress up and then maybe riding their bikes and passing something across in costume or something. We could perhaps do it for charity. Maybe we could raise money for charity or something. Yeah,
good idea.
Mm-hmm.
What would put on? Hey, Gesto and Lane, I'm starstruck.
Funny.
I reckon.
Come over for dinner. It's fine, Lockwood. We'll make you something nice.
It's only Spain. He's in Irvine, just down the road.
It's just down the road.
That's right. Come out and eat in.
Oh, what's that? Ted, represent that, right? Fine. I can only watch one thing at a time. Right, okay.
I should tell.
That's a cracking idea, but
honestly, I really
get the right thing together.
Yeah.
We can use our contacts with Teapot and all that, to kind of help you along with that.
Your best mate.
He's probably blocked us now.
He's definitely blocked him.
When we were originally sorting it out, we were talking to him about being involved, and then I think he got involved in doing something else, and never came back to us about getting involved in it.
Don't worry.
187 did.
I'll speak to my mate.
2 seconds, right? I'll get
Yeah, just text him for me. Yeah,
I'll
just
leave
tell him to
that.
pop over.
FaceTime him. Get with the chat.
See, the beautiful thing is, see when you email him and he answers you back.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
You need to go to VMTO7.
No way.
That's quite a funny idea, I think. You should have him dressed up on the back of the bike in a blonde wig and red lipstick.
Out there. I'm game.
So I was saying, see when you email Teapot1 and he answers you back, see on his email that he answers you back with, it's got his mobile number.
I know I've got his mobile number. So I'm first point of contact with this man. Nobody knows it, but my brothers.
By the way, look who's just joined us, by the way.
Gordon Air. Evening.
With ZX10RR.
I winter
He just got it today. He got it today.
Yesterday, Friday.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
he went from a 09 Fireblade and he's now upgraded to the winter edition. I don't know if you've ever watched us that much, but Gordon is the only person that's got a diesel Fireblade, and me and Scott witnessed it.
Look at his next comment, by the way. He had a bit of emergency. I bet you put diesel on it.
I bet you fucked that new bike.
The bike
He's
on
going
it.
to be laughing, but it probably is. It's lying in its side somewhere, or it's full of diesel. It'll be one of them.
It's cutting it upside down. Drain in the tank.
Gordon, just to let you get a wee catch up, see if Gordon touches your bike, it will never run again. He's the most unluckiest person ever.
Well, it's just lucky that it's just bikes that happens to, right? Can you imagine if everything that happened on every girlfriend he had?
Well, that might be the case. We don't know.
No, him and Fiona has been together for a long time. But anything with an engine in it, and he's a driving instructor.
He's an instructor.
We need to point this out. He's so unlucky. It's unbelievable. He needs to just stop it. Yeah, I probably.
Not bike in a hedge.
There's many a story about Gordon. We'll get you a few. That obviously put yourself in a hedge, and he was only doing what, Scott, 5 miles an hour around a corner, and he put himself straight into a hedge.
I'm pretty sure I went in my CBT.
And we went to Fort William with Gordon, and we stopped off for fuel, and he put diesel in his Fireblade, started it and rode it half a mile. And the smoke was firing out it. So it was
Disco.
He's unbelievable what happened to this man.
I'll tell him the best story when you were all heading towards a corner. You all got around the corner and he went up a guy's driveway.
We were heading to Inverary, there's a left-hand bend. Do you know when you're going around the left-hand bend and then someone just catches you in your mirror as a set of lights, you're thinking somebody's overtaking you? No, this Gordon went straight up a guy's drive as we were all going left. The guy's out washing his car. We better sleep.
That sounds a bit like my first bike. The first time I ever rode a bike was my mum had an old, God, what was it? It was a MTX or something when we was really young. I was only like 16 or 17. She said she let me have a go of it. It was the first time I ever rode it. And I got on this bike and she said, "Oh, like, be careful with the throttle, don't go too mad." They went down the green. We live in Wanstead. It's like a green in the middle with houses all around it. And I opened the throttle, had no idea what I was doing, and promptly went to a neighbour's wall, endowed the bike over the neighbour's wall, knocked the wall down, and broke all the mud guards on it, and laid in the neighbour's front garden on my back, going, oh dear.
Brilliant.
So we've all had our crash stories.
Yeah. And I dropped my bike here the other week outside a cafe. Believe it or not.
We'll have done it at some point, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But I think when we first started this, I think we had an incident at every meet.
Every meet for what, 2 months? Every single.
Somebody dropped a bike,
and we were doing 2 meets a week for at least 2 months. We had an incident, and 9 times out of 10 it was Gordon there. And that's a fact.
You can be on the road, driving stupid speeds. I mean, we've been up and down the mountains how many times since we've been here? Crazy corners and sheer drops off the mountainside. And I pulled into the coffee shop, got my foot stuck under the foot deck, and off sideways. Nuts.
So easy to do. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If that weight gets off balance, you're knackered.
Exactly.
You're done.
Yeah. I had nowhere for my foot to go. I couldn't, and because where we were on the coffee shop was on a slight angle like that, obviously it's over its weight. I had no choice. But I think the worst thing is when you're a girl, right? I know it probably sounds stupid, but when you're a girl, the first thing that enters your head is that everybody's going to be thinking, oh, look at that stupid girl, can't ride a bike. Do you know what I mean? And they don't realise I've been riding 34 years and it happens to everybody. But even now, after all this time, I still think they're going to think, oh, what a stupid girl. And it's lovely in a way because all the guys come over and they're all running over to try and help me pick the bike up because obviously I'm a girl. That's what happens.
I didn't. I was laughing.
But he was doing but yeah,
there's like these 4 guys coming over going, are you all right? And there's me laughing my head off. wait, leave it. Let me take a picture first.
That's good content.
Yeah. No, we're YouTubers. We need to picture things all the time. Oh dear, I don't know. Do you know everything that's happened actually that should have been on camera? We've never got on camera.
Oh, I know. I just read what Away You Go put there. Look, you're not a real biker unless you drop your bike.
Yeah,
I used to think to myself, like when I first got my license, oh, I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to be extra careful. I'm going to try and not have an accident ever. I want to try and like be really careful with
What
it.
did I used to say to you?
But there's 2 types of bikers, isn't there? There's ones that are going to drop their bike, and there's ones that have dropped it. So happens to all.
There's John saying good night to these guys. He's shooting away.
Good night,
So you
John.
catch him.
Night.
In the creepiest sense ever. Night. I wheeled my bike into the garage and I tripped over my own foot down the road. Happens.
It does. Right, absolutely.
When he first got his license, I used to say to him, "You will at some point crash your bike," and I said, "And you will at some point drop your bike." And he's like, "No, I won't. No, I'm a really good rider." I said, "Don't matter. It doesn't matter. You'll come off. Something will happen." It's never ever.
Careful.
Most of your accidents are quite often due to other things going on around you. It's not the fact that you can't ride or you're crapper. It is because outside influences cause it 99% of the time. Yeah, distraction, something in the road, something slippery. It's not like having 4 wheels, I
had plenty of moments where you go over to the verge of a road and you're like, and then you come back on again and you go. There's one time when I was out with my mate and Lane didn't come out that day and we'd gone out for a ride, and the thing is Lane was a bit worried because she knows that whenever I'm with him it normally gets a bit naughty.
They are mental
because we're quite competitive. And he was the guy that had the MT10, and we'd gone out for a ride and I was in front of him, but because he's got the MT10 I was thinking, I better push it a little bit more to keep up in front. And we'd come to this corner. I totally overcooked it. Didn't realise that the corner was going to go back round sort of on itself, and I've ended up at that point where you're thinking to yourself, I've got 2 decisions. I either like, you know, try and break in time, or you like really push it and try and like get past your like leaning it sort of thing, and you get to some point where you go no. So I stood it up, went across because I knew there was nothing coming the other way, and went up onto the verge, across the grass like this, back onto the road on the other side, and I looked behind me. It was like, woo! we pulled over about 5 minutes later down the road, and my mate went, "Are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, mate, that was well close. Let's go."
We're never have to do that on Ronnie.
On Ronnie, no, it was because I had the
MT-09,
MT-09, yeah. The MT-09 was so soft, it was like, off-road, back on, love it. So,
Here's a question for Lockwood. How's the Fireblade holding up as a tourer? Well, pack as much as you can on it, really.
I've never really toured on the blade because we brought them down on the trailer this time round, but Lane's done plenty of touring on her 600 RR.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? I think a lot of people complain about, you know, oh, you can't tour on a sports bike. I think that's a load of waffle. I think you get used to riding whatever you're riding, and the first touring we did on it, we went for 3 weeks or something, and I came back and I was a bit broken. And then the second time we went, we were out for a couple of months or something, and we were away on the bikes. And I'd got used to it. So you build the muscles that you need to be like that on a regular basis, and you get used to just, you know, sitting up when you need to, stretching your legs when you need to. And we'd be on the road for 8 or 10 hours a day, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we don't. But the thing is, when I get on the bike, I like to just ride, and we don't do much stopping. We sort of just tend to just ride all day because it's so much fun. And then that's why we come back and we're absolutely battered, because we've literally done thousands and thousands of kilometers a time,
and sleeping in tents and stuff like that, which you get. I mean, if you do it long term, it's really tiring, but good fun.
Great fun. Yeah, I wouldn't change it.
There's Wibbly Wobbly going away.
See you later, Wobbly dude.
Time to sleep. Military bike. I kept them up to 3:45 this morning.
Yeah, military biker will do that.
Thanks for the tip on the Subaru. I'll have a lot of channels to catch up. Aye, good night, basically. He's off ski.
Peace out.
Peace.
We've been on his channel a couple of times, haven't we?
Military biker, yeah, he's a good guy, Steve.
On the off chance, sometimes when Lane's looking at her videos and stuff, if she comes across your channel, and then she'll go on there if they've got a live chat and just join in. It's pretty good.
Yeah, nice guys they are. Nice guys.
Although it's predominantly Harley based, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because America's very straight roads, isn't it? So I think they have a lot of Harleys and things, or cruisers, because there's a lot of straight roads over there. Whereas to ride them, I mean, for instance, here, the mountain roads, I mean, there's a guy that came out with us on the Harley a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't last very long because we were all too quick for him, and he can't take the corners like we can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about Spud? There's a guy we met over here.
Spud's good, yeah.
He's in his 70s. He's in his 70s, and he's on a... What is it?
No, it's not a Harley. It's something else.
It's not...
It's a cruiser of some sort.
It is a cruiser. And by God, that guy can ride, because he was keeping up with a GS 1200, and he was in front of my blade, and I was like, yeah, he was doing really, really well.
Me and Chris went on a run down to Abington Services, and the old boy was at an intruder he was on.
Oh, he's at Harley, Davey McMillan's dad.
There was 10 hours in a row, and me and your man, we were getting on, and then this spotlight just flickered miles behind us. It was in the overtake lane for about 2.5 miles. Just over everybody. We never seen him again.
I think they're more effort. I personally don't think I could ride a Harley or like a bobber or chopper or something like that, because I don't find the appeal in the position. The easy rider sort of thing's not for me. But I think they're more effort. They're harder to ride quicker than the nakeds and the sports, because they're just easy. They're just made for that sort of thing. It's a lot easier. So if you've got the skills. You know.
Got a wee question for Zed. Oh, here we go. We're going to start getting deep now.
Ooh.
I remember it well.
By the way, he does say that the last time he was on a live stream, he was drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk. Yeah,
He's
although to
always
be fair,
drunk on a live stream.
by the end of the live stream, I was on with him. I think I was pretty rat-assed as well. I was bungalow. But if I was, what was it?
If you were told your next ride would be your last ever,
what route would you
would
take?
you take?
And why? Well, it'd have to be a world trip, wouldn't it?
What route? Yeah, it would have to be
The whole world. For the longest ride ever.
Do you know what? Honestly, I think that I would really like to go, and I was actually saying to Lane the other day, not that it's everyone's choice, but have you seen some of the motorways in Tokyo where the route just goes round on itself over and over? Some of those night ride videos that you see people do on the Tokyo motorways look exceptionally good fun. They're just super smooth roads, and even though they're motorways, they've got quite a few bends on them that like they interjoin with other motorways and they all curl around each other. It looks fascinating. I actually really want to try that out. So that's something. And then obviously definitely going through Texas and stuff.
I was going to say, I'd like to ride America. I really want to ride America.
Careful.
Put the cat down.
Hi, my name's America.
Just form an orderly queue. Don't you start, Carlos. That's all right, Chris. You never missed anything.
Nothing at all.
No. Your name's not America, by the way, is it? No.
There's we MT07 biker has seen the videos you're talking about. You need to come up with some channel names.
Yeah,
is that on YouTube?
It looks like a racetrack. It looks incredible. I've seen a couple of videos with people that get really nice sports bikes with like the neon lights glowing underneath them, and they just roll through the night on these streets. They look immense, absolutely immense.
Talking of racetracks, actually, in Spain, I don't know if you guys, if you've ever ridden around this sort of area, but there's a lot of racetracks that they use for racing, but there's also a couple of tracks not far from here that are deserted now. And we've actually got footage of him fully loaded on his MT09 with those massive bags on the back, racing around this track in Cartagena. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny. And there's a load of Spanish guys standing, peering over the fence, like pointing. You can see him going, "What is he doing?" And then they're kind of waving, aren't they?
Yeah. Do you know what? Some of the good stuff about being in Spain though is when we stopped in this sort of area, there one of the police officers, we went to the police station because we was trying to find out some information about what to do with the dog or what would happen if we'd given the dog to one of these like kennel associations. And we got talking about motorbikes, and the guy said, "Oh, I've got like 5 motorbikes. I'll do this, that, and the other." And the police officer who was at the station said, "Come, follow me." And he took us to the new racetrack that was being built, and like where it's all cordoned off and stuff. He basically lifted up the gating stuff so that we could crawl in underneath, and was like showing us around the racetrack, going, "There's going to have this bit and this bit here with like the pits are going to be here, etc." And he was getting well into it, excited, but it was like, it's a police officer, and he's like, "Let's do this racetrack." And like, okay.
Just drove out from the cop shop, and our dog promptly took a dump on the track as well, which was quite amusing. And he went, "Oh, don't worry,
it'll dry out." Oh, brilliant.
So the kind of questions have went kind of quiet there. So what's your plans for the future for the channel? Obviously, you're over there, then you're going to come back over here, aren't you? You're coming back over for a period of time.
We've got some work over there this year, video work.
Come back and get the Xbox.
That's true.
Our car has seen better days, bless her. She's getting on a bit now, although she is a trusted Honda Civic that we took all around Europe. and we lived in her for almost 8 months, like literally, and was cooking on a Coleman stove that ran on petrol
Out the back.
out the back. But I think she's starting to see better days, so we're thinking about selling her and either getting a van or something so that we can then transport the rest of our gear to Spain. But as in terms of the channel, we really want to do more. I mean, once we're settled in Spain and stuff, we're really going to start doing some more touring around the rest of Europe. And this time, because of the knowledge that we've picked up with microphones and stuff, etc., that we're going to bring backups of everything, so that if something does drop whilst we're out, we can just replace it with the backup, and then we'll have all the audio and everything, so we'll be able to put out videos of our travels around Europe and showing people other bits and pieces, maybe even like places that we find that are great for people to visit, or fantastic views, or great biker haunts that maybe is not always so clear on where to stay, that is actually biker friendly, or not only that has parking for bikes, but is actually biker friendly. You know,
I don't know. Maybe have you guys seen anything online where you can see videos of like cinematic videos of, or almost like advertisements for properties for bikers to stay or roads to ride? Or
it's one thing I've thought about, generally just for Scotland. That's obviously, you're thinking obviously a bigger scale, but I think personally that's a great idea. Especially touring Europe.
You have to go all over the place to find information. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be nice to find it all on one channel, to be able to go, okay, I can see what it looks like to ride the 348 in Spain, or the NC 500 in Scotland, or the. Do you know what I mean?
That's a really good idea, actually. Like a cinematic video. You're talking about a kind of promotional type, where you would have some sort of setup with a deal with whatever stops you would then use. That's a brilliant idea, actually, because you've got the Picos, you've got hundreds of places in Europe and all the rest of it, but nothing like that. That's a good idea.
Because of where my parents have their property in Spain is in Galicia. That's where my parents actually come from, which is the section above Portugal. We actually have ridden through like the Picos, and we've gone through back and forth through there, like on the bikes and the cars.
The scenery is
just... it is phenomenal. I mean, there's places where you will not see a car for a good 3-4 hours. Once you get out in the sticks, we always tend to do zero motorways wherever possible, like over here, because no one likes motorways, they're quite boring, although the ones over here are quite good. But we every time we go across France and we go across Spain, we always stick away from the motorways, and you go from like these villages that they're just completely barren and empty, like no one's been living in them for years, completely desolate, and then you go through this beautiful countryside with all these beautiful roads and amazing scenery, and then another village, and you're just like, where is everybody? You feel like you've got the planet to yourself. So I highly recommend to anyone out there that is confident on your bike, that wants to go out, just honestly, as soon as you can, book something, get away for as long as possible, 2 weeks if that's all you can get, but try getting the boat down to Spain and just riding around. Seriously, do not do any motorways, and you will be flabbergasted.
If I had my way, the future of the channel would be for us to be on the bikes long term again, and do episodes of different areas that we ride in and show you what you can see there. I think that would be the thing. I mean, I know a lot of other people are doing it, Itchy Boots, and a bajillion other people do that. But because we're doing it for ourselves anyway, it just makes sense to make videos out of it, because we'll be there. But actually, if you guys are interested in collaborating on some stuff to do with like filming different areas, we should talk about it, later, because I've actually got a little system already set up, and maybe you can do the Scotland area. You can be like the Scotland guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That sounds brilliant. Yeah.
Because I need to find people in different areas, because obviously we can't do them all.
Yeah.
But if I give you the information that I need, we can put the videos together. You can film what we need with GoPros or whatever it is you've got, and we can edit and put them together this end, and then we can all.
Oh, can we?
Yes, you can.
And then perhaps we can come up with a joint something between us where
You know, put a pink dildo on everybody's lid.
yeah, everybody benefits from
Yeah.
it. Hey,
Have you seen the video of the
what a
guy
great
on the
idea.
bed?
Yeah.
He gets,
On his
Yeah.
scooter. Oh,
that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
That is hilarious.
Oh, don't
in the
Black Forest.
Forest.
We want to go
Yeah.
there so bad. We absolutely love it there, but we've never ridden through there on the bikes. So I hope you've got a spare bedroom for us to visit when we come over.
just leave that
Like,
pussy
yeah.
in Spain.
Yeah. Once we've got ourselves settled here, if anybody wants to come and visit, you just pile over here, join us, and we'll show you the ride outs around here. Yeah, they're awesome.
I love that. That's
Yeah, man. Jim and me said the same thing. I think we had about 65 bodies at one point.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a road quite near to us. Is the 346 is probably the best little bit. I mean, it's not a long one. It's not an all day road, but it is like a 15-minute blast where it's just corner after corner after corner, black, gorgeous, smooth tarmac.
Yeah, it's like a race
really
track.
sticky.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Really
I think
nice.
the thing for me here, the 348 runs between where we are now, across the bottom of the Alpujarras, all the way up to Almeria, and you've got a bit of everything on there.
You don't turn off.
You don't turn off at
or
all.
anything
It's just
for
like a road
over an hour.
full of winding. More than that, you can do 2 to 3 hours on the 348.
Well,
how long did it take you getting from Dover to where you are?
Driving down here, almost 3 days.
Was it?
It was a bit of a mission.
But that was because we had the trailer and the car rammed and stuff like that. I mean, if you go to
and
if you get
there
the
was
boat to
curfews in
northern
place.
Spain, you get the boat to Motril, and then you can be down here in one day.
Santander, you mean?
Santander.
Santander, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but because we drive through France, because he gets really seasick, we can't go to Santander, so we have to drive. And we had the curfews in place on the way down through France and Spain as well. So 10 o'clock, you had to get off the road and hide somewhere because we weren't even supposed to be out, you know. So we had to find like a car park in the middle of nowhere, and then we just kind of hide, turn the lights off, and go to sleep, and then get up in the morning and start again. So.
But that was better than getting hotels or anything like that because we were on our own then.
Yeah,
we
exactly. Yeah.
Kind of self-isolating that way. So.
Yeah. Oh, a day's not so bad then to get to yours.
No, that's all right. It's fine. 70 bikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scotland to Dover's just a racetrack.
I know. The whole of Scotland, the whole of Ayrshire.
Not that we can house that
I don't
many,
think we
but we
get
know
60 in here.
if you bring a tent, if you bring tents, we know where you can stay.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of
Cool.
land around.
Excellent. Chris, I've got a comment for you. Well, where is it?
Yeah.
Somebody's asking about the 954 blade.
For
the first bike?
As a first bike? I don't see why not. It's at the end of the day, just listen, you only go as fast as you can twist the throttle. Simple as. So I've got one, comfy.
What's that?
They're meant to be rated the best blade overall. It's a package. Hard to come by. But I would go by it. Listen, as I said, you can only go as fast as you twist the throttle.
He's selling one.
Maybe.
No.
I think our mate's got a 959 that I tested out, and the 959 as a first bike, it's super smooth. It's, you know, if you can behave yourself, no problem. Really nice bike. Really
The 929.
The 959, the blade. I think it's the one after yours.
The 2004.
Yeah, it goes 954 and then 959 or something.
No idea.
Oh,
No, I think it was 954 and then jumps to 1000. I think it's goes 900, 919, 929, 954, then 1000.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's got a YouTube channel called Squirrel's Cave or something.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
That's dirty.
Is that about right?
He's a nice guy, actually, Dan.
I love them. I love my blade. It's not as aggressive as your blade, where you're really hugged over. You're a bit more straighter, so you're not as It's a lot comfier. I did Fort William back down the one day, and I was fine.
Yeah, I don't see why I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the 954 is more comfortable for being on sort of all day.
Oh, yeah,
actually.
definitely. From what I can see by people in other blades, 100%.
So that's us hit the 2 hour mark. We're about to hit the 2 hour mark. How are you for time?
Oh, we're okay for time. Yeah, I'm going to get a drink though. Just give me a second. I'll be back.
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
minute.
fire in.
Thursday.
Yeah.
She's not going for a drink. She's going to the toilet. She's just trying to be polite.
She's no plate, but I'm definitely no plate. I'm going to the toilet.
Just so that I can check, actually, what microphone are you hearing me through? Is it this one? Or is it this
Can
one?
hear you tapping it. No, it's the other one. No,
Is
it's the
that
other one.
Yeah, you can't hear everyone.
That's good, because that's the better microphone. So I was worried it was coming through here.
No, it's fine.
Cool.
MTO7 Biker, the 954 was voted the best Fireblade. I think it was only both. I think as an overall, it was voted. It was probably, I don't know if it's the best Fireblade, but I think as an overall Fireblade for comfort, for Newton meters of torque, for what you're getting for it. Hard to come by. It took me 5 years to find one, and a decent one, but it done decent like that, low mileage.
We had this conversation tonight. There's only one mare, isn't there? One on Auto Trader. How old? Chris?
Yeah.
36.
36. You're younger than me. That's funny. I'm 41.
You're younger than Mark, though. He's an old cunt.
I was thinking it's strange because for me, I think it's probably because I don't know. How long have you been biking for, Chris?
Years.
Right.
You got me a toy boy.
Yeah, I think it's because I didn't start getting into bikes until later in my life, I guess. But I quite like the modern bike. I think because of the MotoGP thing.
Scott's the same as you.
4 years.
But you're young. and you're younger than Carlos.
I'm younger than Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 41.
38.
I still feel like I'm 26 though. It doesn't go.
I'm in my 4th year this year, my 4th season.
And he's 60.
For me. I've just turned 52.
I must admit then, I've got a question for you. Do you wish you'd started earlier? Do you regret waiting so long, or?
I did start earlier. I had a quite a bad accident when I was 18, which stopped me in my tracks. Made a promise that I wouldn't pursue bikes with now my wife at that point. So it was only 4 years ago when she said to me, "Why don't you sit your CBT and see?" Because I'd been into bikes the whole time, but never had a bike. So that's how it happened for me. So I'm in my 4th season. I wished I'd continued it earlier, absolutely, but that is what it is.
I think because obviously Emma's been riding much longer than me, and she's it's always been a thing for me that I say to her, I always want to get out on the bike. Any opportunity that I have, when it's good weather or something, I always think I want to go out on the bike if possible, because I really regret not getting it when I was younger. However, having said that, knowing what I was like in a car, I've probably done myself a favour by waiting, because I know that people have seen some videos of me riding a bit quick, but honestly, if I'd got it when I was younger, balls of steel, I didn't give a shit. I would have just pinned it everywhere.
I think I'm the opposite to that. I never had a fast car. I never had anything to do with speed until I got the bike, and that certainly changed things dramatically. And I think I'm just getting worse.
I've had a 2-litre turbo Subaru. I've had Golf 1.8 Golf turbo diesel, which had been tuned by Redline Racing, so that was at 240 brake, and that would wheel spin in third. And I had a race actually, an Audi S4 decided to cut me up when I was coming around a roundabout, and he entered onto the roundabout when it was my right of way, and I just saw red. I just started chasing him, and I was like right up his arse, and we was going down this road, and this was just after I'd finished work that day, and this was in Basildon. I don't know if anyone knows, but in Basildon there's some of the roundabouts where the Sainsbury's is, and there's a road that comes off of there into the old industrial estate. We was gunning it down there, and then the road just drops and comes up, and I hit the sump, the oil sump, and I ripped the oil sump completely off, and all of a sudden, bosh, all this oil on the back of the car flung out everywhere, all the lights flashing on the dash going, warning, there's like no oil left in the car at all. So I was like, I literally turned the key, took it out of gear and like coasted it until it stopped. And then that bit of road rage cost me 400 quid. But I've always been quite happy to go quite fast in a car or anything that I've had. So I'm quite used to going quick.
But when you go on two wheels and you go quick, it's a different world.
Completely different animal. There's nothing quite like it. The adrenaline and the freedom at the same time, and you're just taking corners completely differently. You're getting setting up, and it's a different line through the corner completely.
Yeah.
Like you come up to it in a car, and it doesn't matter if you've made a bit of a mistake. It's quite easy to correct it.
Yep.
You know, either with brakes or with power or whatever. But on a bike, you kind of have to get it right when you're going to the corner.
It's a different process.
Especially when you're going that fast, your brain. I've watched a few videos of Big John McGuinness and Peter Hickman and stuff. They're talking about how their brains are tuned so much finer because their brains are they're constantly going over 8 mile in front of themselves because they know, especially for the TT, because they know what's coming at 8 mile away, and their thought process and their brains are so finely tuned and so far advanced. And obviously, you're out on the roads every day. Your brain has to be on a bike. It's totally different.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same. I don't know if anyone's seen it or if you've seen this, but there was a bit of footage that I was watching. That was they were talking to Guinness, and they put a heart sensor on him, and they got him to go around the track and with other riders and stuff like that, and he had one of the most stable heartbeats of all the TT riders. It was just unbelievable. He was just so calm.
Yeah.
Even when he was racing through the whole thing, it was unbelievable.
It's one of those things that I've watched a video where he walks around the TT and he speaks about every manhole lid, every camber, and he knows it with the back of his hand. It's frightening, and he knows, you should be 2 inches to your left on this bit, and most people make a mistake because they go dead centre. It's phenomenal what he knows. I've spoken to him a few times. I've met him up at Not Kill a few times. I spoke to him. Honest to God, I've spoken to him so many times about the TT, and you could pinpoint a bit in the TT, and he would understand it and tell you everything about it.
We just spotted a comment by the famous.
Yeah, I was sorry. I was just looking at the whole. Used to have a girlfriend from Basildon, and I'm surprised he's here to tell the tale.
Duck Von Duck.
Yeah.
Used to have a girlfriend there.
Yeah, Basildon's one of them places where girls have babies and flub on the floor.
Ted, I used to have a girlfriend in Wales. I used to look forward to taking her home to bang her.
Grey, there is a grey blur and a green blur. I'm trying to stay on the grey one. Yeah. I've seen that before.
I would imagine Joey the Lop's heartbeat would also. I think they're just in a different league. I'd imagine that they've got to be. They've done it so many times as a 23-time champion in the TT. You imagine they're going to be stable for that amount of time. I have to be.
Same as Colin McRae. Colin McRae was famous for just flinching.
He was brilliant. He was a legend.
I think he was the only guy. He was doing a one-to-one with, I think it was Ken Block, at a championship in America, and he rolled the car going back into the stadium, And the in-car video was him putting it into first gear and waiting for the car to roll over completely, just to go again, because he knew it was going to go right over. The thought process is just completely different.
Yeah, crazy.
That's your average person.
I see.
I've got a track day booked actually for this year, October, but late Emma bought it for my birthday, and I got it postponed last year because of COVID and everything like that. So I should be doing it this year, but I've actually moved it from England to over here through No Limits track days. So it's going to be like the Almeria circuit. So that will go on the channel definitely, and I look forward to doing a lot more track days. I'm looking at doing some more track days because I want to get to that stage where when you see people ride and everything just comes, people go, Jesus Christ, he's so quick, etc. And then that person is thinking, well, actually, I'm just riding normal, because they get to a level where it's so much higher that you've got more room for error, you've got more room to correct yourself, and everything becomes easy, and it slows down in your mind. It becomes something that's, it's nice to be able to get to that stage where you think, to have the confidence to just be able to ride, have a nice, good ride, a fast one, but without being anywhere near the limit,
Zed is just saying that John McGuinness, he's hit the same mark on the road with his foot peg every single lap. I watched that interview with him about that. It's phenomenal. Every single lap he's done at TT, there's a Pacific area, and he's hit the same mark, his foot peg, every lap at TT.
The thought of that's even scary, never mind actually doing it.
Just different league. Crazy.
Anyone seen that video with the HP4 race going around the TT?
No. Oh, with Peter Hickman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I shared it to the boys.
I've watched it quite a few times.
Never mind the bike, not been holding on to the bike and making sure the bike does what it is. It's your head. You see the GoPro and it's can't control his head, never mind the front of a bike. It's unbelievable. So it's absolutely.
I've always said that. See when you're giving it a wee bit and you're racing like a Golf R or an Audi S3, the Golf R sitting there like that, and you're in your helmet.
All over the place.
I'm really interested. I want to know actually, because we were talking about this earlier. It's completely off subject, but it is to do with the YouTube stuff. I'm wondering what everybody likes to watch on the bike channels, because I know someone said earlier, what's the plans for the channel in the future? But because
what kind of content they like.
What kind of content they like, because you and I have quite differing opinions on what we
do. Yeah.
We had this discussion with Teapot, and Teapot's process was obviously TMF. He actually just puts out raw footage. Harley edits it, doesn't do anything fancy. He literally videos and then puts it out. Whereas obviously Teapot, he's got his drone out, he's got his cinematics, he's got this and that. And the views is just frightening how different they are. For little effort that TMF puts in, his views is sky high, and the amount of effort that Teapot's in, he gets nowhere near the kind of views. We had this discussion 2 weeks ago about it.
It's strange, isn't it? I just sometimes I wonder whether people just like the reality of things. And we were saying, or I was saying earlier this week, that maybe people just like to see you doing what you do on a daily basis, lifestyle stuff, But I think maybe there's just different crowds for different people.
I think so.
I think if you can do some sort of bike reviews, they're always a winner.
Yeah.
For us, when we started this in July last year, we started a Facebook group. Obviously, you are in it. We're now at 1,500
people.
1,500 members. But see, for us, which was the unlikely favourite, was a chippy run that some of us only need to go 7 mile up the road, and some are away further away. But the chippy runs were bringing in 50, 60 bikes.
Famous.
And it was just mental.
Wow.
That that was, and they're already asking us this year. I mean, me and Chris we've been commented on along with Scott saying, no, we're looking for bigger things this year, and we're like that. No, what's bigger? No, what do you want that's bigger? No, we could do bigger runs up the top of Scotland, Inverary, Glencoe, Skye, but you wouldn't want to take 50 bikes. I mean, Chris has done a big, and Scott have done a big ride out. Where did you go? And there was quite a few, and it wasn't an easy experience, was it? Try to control, or try to no control, but trying to keep track of the bike.
Fort William.
But did some not take the Dunoon side, or you ended up?
No, I think there was 68 bikes, and some went from met at Lags, the others met in Glasgow, and they went to Inverary. There was like 68 bikes, so they were coming for 2 convoys. So there was,
I think the average speed of that run was ridiculous.
Aye,
there
stupid.
was absolutely no footage that could be used for that at all.
No.
But it was an absolute cracking day. You couldn't ask for better weather.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
I think when you end up doing a big long run with so many bikers, I think you draw attention to yourself. So if you're wanting to be a bit
incognito,
throttle happy,
it was just me and Lane and a few other people is normally our max really. We've been out on one massive ride. I didn't quite enjoy that so much.
It was one of the Forever Two Wheels rides. I mean, lovely guys, really nice guys that organise it. But the bigger your group gets, the crazier it gets. You always get a nutter in the group that causes an issue, or
there's varying degrees of what people think is okay to do when they're riding, and there's like certain groups, but certain bunches of people that know each other that think it's okay to do this because they ride with each other all the time. But then when you mix in strangers or other people that don't normally ride with you, like me and Lane ride a certain way that we know each other really well, but then you mix in some other people that don't know, and you're like, I'm riding and I've got people on my side of the road within the white line, and there's a car coming the way, and they're taking that gap next to me to shoot past me whilst there's a car, and I'm like, whoa! Well, I wasn't expecting that because I know that that's not the sort of thing Lane would ever do. So, you get these levels of what people think is okay and isn't, and it's interchanging. It's difficult sometimes, and for me, not so enjoyable. I much prefer me, Emma,
and a few others,
my mate, and a few other people that we know or whatever. Or, it can be great like that.
I think the headsets are the game changer, because me and Scott hook up with the headsets constant. And if we are out in a group, I'm usually at the front, and if somebody's been a twat, and I get 2 seconds, he's coming up to your right, he's dead close, and then I know instantly just to sit in.
And
I think there's been a number of times when either me or Carlos has been riding in front, and we've warned the other one of something happening behind, or this corner's got gravel on it, or I think them heads, they are priceless.
Yeah, a lot of people moan about them. Oh, you're out on your bike to enjoy your bike, but you still want to be safe at the end of the day, and you're right. Yeah. If I'm away in front, I'm like, right, there's nothing coming, take it. And then the other folks are like, oh, he was being an idiot, he overtaken that in that corner. I'm like, well, I'm talking to him, like, he knows. He knows that I would never put his life in danger. He knows to go whenever I say, or vice versa.
Just comment about YouTube Shorts is the way to go. I'm trying to try and cut down our videos and make them a bit shorter, actually, because I know for a fact that everyone's got so much stuff they're trying to consume or they want to look at. There's loads of videos that I watch at that actually, like we were talking earlier about it's great having the skills to put all the cinematics together and make it lovely stuff. But even myself, I'll skip it because it's like, I've seen it 100 times before on loads of other videos now. So I tend to just want to hear what the person has to say on the topic that I've clicked on it for that reason. So short, he's right. Apart from like live chats where you get involved and you're sitting like this, for example, is great because it just goes naturally and you're just sitting there chatting, so they're getting involved and we're all like having a conversation as friends.
But I do think though there is room for videos that are giving you information. So like for instance, I watched a Midlife Motorcycle Diaries, I think, or something it's called, isn't it? It's an older couple, like Carlos and I, and they just go, okay, like me. So, and they just they go on their holidays and they film what they're doing, and then he puts together a video afterwards, like when they was riding in America. And I kind of like those, and that was about 25 minutes long, and I watched almost all of it because it was interesting to see what they'd got up to and the storm they had to ride through. And so I think there is room for that, but I'm just I wonder how many people enjoy that sort of stuff, you know.
I'm looking the same as what TMF puts out. I like the raw footage, as we spoke to Teapot. When he did his first travel, there was no fanciness. It was literally, he was on the bike, he stopped off, had a quick chat about his journey to get to that point, and then he would show you a little bit of the road, and then it was a night time, he would sit and tell you, and he looked I like the raw footage. I'm not a fan of the fancy drones and cinematics as well. I like just the raw footage. Because it feels like you're part of it. You don't feel like definitely. That's what I like.
That's why I'm thinking that there's room for having two different styles. So, for instance, what I was saying earlier about doing the videos for roads to ride in certain areas or biker places to stay, you'd have those done as proper cinematic AGPTEK type things. And then the sort of stuff that we do maybe should be more real, because that you want to see the reality of life. I think it's more interesting to watch, you know.
I think it would also be good, as Carlos was saying earlier, you don't like stopping off too much, you like to go on the bike 8, 9 hours, 10 hours. It'd be good, see your journey, if you're stopping off for your coffee, have a chat, and then you see your journey, and then at the end of the day, when you see the 2 years and you are buggered, it's real, and you actually see what it's like for people being in Spain on a super bike, and they're buggered at the end of the day after ride. I would watch that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't so dark at 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of the wilderness of France, I would have filmed Lane peeing on her levers. It was too dark and we didn't have any lights on us. But that moment when she was in tears.
Oh, seriously, guys, I was a big, snotty, crying woman mess. It was horrendous, but it would have made great cinema. I paid on my levers.
There's a good.
One of the times that we was away and she got a speeding awareness course, right? And we had to we had to come back to England, and she was trying to rebook the date that she had so that we could get back in time, and she wasn't sure she was going to make it. So she emailed them back saying, I'm away in France at the moment, and they didn't respond. So we was like, shit, we've got to go back quick. So we was like literally riding as long as we could. And I said, it's all right, we'll ride through the night.
We'd been on the road 15 hours at this point, and it was pitch black in the middle of France, and it was October or something, freezing.
So cold. Yeah. It was ridiculously cold. I've never been so cold. I mean, we were stopped. We'd stop at the side of the road, right? In all our gear. I had like 2 jumpers on, my jacket, my lid, everything, and we were like jogging on the spot and doing star jumps to try and get warm every half an hour. And then we'd like have pretend fights as there's like lorries going past. And I was like, let's do some push-ups. Let's have a fake fight. There's these lorry drivers in France going past and go, the fuck are they doing?
I wouldn't mind, but we had so many clothes on underneath waterproof leather suits as well. We looked like Michelin men, so we were like massive, standing in the middle of France going, come on then.
Oh,
jeez.
God. But then we did all that riding through the night for hours on end, and then I said, I can't hack it, it's too much, we've got to stop. So we stopped, and then the next morning she got an email back saying, it's okay, we've changed the date. So we was like,
that's the worst though, because we pulled up that night and the tent was wet, wasn't it?
Oh, it was soaked.
So we were absolutely frozen through. We were in the middle of France somewhere. We couldn't find anywhere to put the tent up, so we ended up in a lorry park on the side of the road with a wet tent and ground that was so lumpy that Yeah, you wouldn't put your worst enemy on it. It was terrible.
It's not our worst. It's not our worst tenting experience though. We have tented in Almeria, which is like the only desert in Europe. So there was nowhere to peg it or anything. It was literally just like dirt,
dust,
and it was rock hard. And we're like trying to sleep on this rock hard ground with like our bike jackets underneath us. For the only bit of cushioning was like the back protector to stop the rocks going in your back, and that was the absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it was awful. Hygiene.
Funny. Dunk makes a good point there. So there's channels they kind of when they come to big, they always the realness.
I think he means like product reviews and stuff they get for free, and
Well, he says that later on, doesn't he?
Trusted. It's not trusted. It's not a trusted review.
No, this is the thing. We always said that if we were offered a product to review it, not that we're big enough for that, but if we ever got to the point where companies said we want you to review our products, the only way I would take those products to review them is if I specifically said to them, you're going to get a real review from me. It's not going to be a guarded one to be nice to you. It's a case of if I like the product, I'll let you know, and if I don't, I'll let you know.
There's some great comments in here, though. I mean, what's this?
I like this one. If a video is interested, MTO7, if a video is interesting, you don't notice the time, which I think is true.
Yep.
You know, if you look at Itchy Boots, I can watch a whole episode of hers, and you just don't notice it because it is really good.
Yep.
You know,
Wall-to-wall plug, product plugging switch off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them that I've noticed as well is when they put a video, they put an advert at the start. 2 minutes in, you've got another advert, and you're like, oh, for God's sake! Just honestly, one at the end, one at the start. I mean, people, you know, it's just there's no need for it. People just watch the video, and sometimes if they put an advert in too early on, I'll just switch off because I just can't bother.
The adverts are a problem.
I'll pick up what Emma was saying then about reviews. We actually had a discussion because there's a certain company came to us and asked us to review bikes, and we said, So we actually had a discussion with Mark, and he said, you can't word it like this, you should word it like this. And me and Scott's like, well, no, I would rather just say your bike's not as good as this bike, and it's as simple as that. And that's me talking real. Whereas Mark's like, no, you need to say this has got this horsepower and that's got that horsepower, and compare that. But I was like, nah, the bike's shit.
By the way,
how would you feel this? I would prefer that. No, mate, it's crap. I don't like it.
Right.
This is where I kind of stand my ground. Where this contact we've got hasn't begun yet. It's about to begin, and Chris is like, no, fucking nah. And I'm like, no, we can't do that.
I would rather just have a true review, i.e. I would compare it to another bike and say it's got less power, or it's not as good, or it's more power, it's better.
You've got to give a reason. You can't say it's just shite.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I would just say this bike isn't as good as that bike because that bike's faster, that bike's nimble.
Yeah, I think you're right because we did the KTM reviews, didn't we? And I actually think it's a great idea. I said to Carlos, we should do some reviews where we ride the same bike because from a girl and a bloke's point of view, it is quite different. You know, we both rode the same bike, and he really likes the 1290.
Oh, love it.
And I think it's nice, but actually, I prefer the SMC-R.
If anyone out there wants to give me a 1290,
I guess.
KTM, you want someone to praise your 1290 all over the internet.
I'm totally corruptible.
I'm totally here. Yeah, 24/7.
There's actually, I think there's like eight on our Facebook page. I've got them actually, and 3 of them relatively close to us.
Oh.
3 of them what?
3 of them are relatively close.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
we're not built out to do reviews, I think, because we just get on the bike and go,
this is great
I
fun.
love this. Or, you know, when I was on the SMC, do you want to swap? Yeah, let's swap back.
Yeah, but I still think it's a good way to go, to have different points of view. You can't always say it's just got this, it's got that. You've got to have a personal opinion about it. Otherwise, it's not a review. Otherwise, it's
that was the middle ground we found. The idea would be that the three of us would take the bikes out, and then halfway through we'd all swap.
Yep.
Yeah.
All swap again.
Yeah.
Two
And say what you do and don't like about it is fine. I
two
think.
dealers. There's two dealers so far. We're going to, we've said to them that's what we want to do. So one said aye and one's we're waiting on. But interesting enough, next week I'm doing a podcast with Yamaha for the new range. So the new MT range.
The new MT09.
Aye, don't worry, mate. I'll put your name in. I'll definitely put your name.
I feel a free holidays coming on it.
I can always crash the new one for them.
But I've got that next Saturday. I'm doing that next Saturday.
We'll watch that.
What's the thoughts of the old MT9 and the new one? Because I don't particularly like the headlight of the new one.
I can't stand the headlight of the new one, but a lot of people have been saying that it is not as bad in the flesh. However, I don't know. I'd really like to convert it to the headlight from the one I had, because that's my favourite. But I don't know. Currently, as things stand, I would still rather have the 2019 MT09 over the new one. However, they've said that the gadgets and gizmos on it are so good, but you know, it's fuggers. And I think at the end of the day, you've got to love sitting on it and looking at it in the garage as well as riding it.
Yes.
So
don't worry, the three will put your name forward next Saturday.
Aye.
We sponsorship deal or something, send your way.
So, Carlos, if they say to you, no, we can't give you a 2019, but we'll give you the 2021 with the shitty headlight, would you say no?
No. I'd take it.
I'd take it as well, but I'd sell it.
Sell it.
I'd take it and sell it. That's what I'd do.
Line my palm with silver.
We MT07. I'll review your MT07 if you like.
Oh, here we go.
MT07 is the nuts.
Yeah, I want to ride one. I've not ridden one yet.
The downside to that, Grant, is you need to take it to Spain.
Aye.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Bring it to Spain. We'll put you up.
Yeah.
Just let me ride your bike.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that.
People get to ride all the new bikes in all the foreign countries. We'll do that for you. We're already here.
Yeah. Send the.
We'll drive ourselves to where the bike is in Spain. Don't need to fly them over, mate. We'll do it.
I didn't even see that was my name there, Grant. I will happily review your Not a problem, pal. We have so many people on our page, Facebook page, who have MT7s. It is, I would say there's in the 30s, maybe 50s.
Yeah, they're seriously popular.
So popular.
I'm wondering whether they feel less flighty on the front, like because the MT09 for me, like I mentioned earlier, I found that it was really wafty on the front. But like you, I mean, I know you said that they've obviously upgraded that and it's not quite as bad. But I'm wondering whether the MT07 rides slightly differently to the MT09. So
I've actually not heard a bad review of the MT07. They're just I've never rode one.
We MT07 has said that you could review his one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Aye. And then he's went and said that if I go for the 9, I'm going for the Z. I'm not a fan of the new MT range. So
he's already said that he prefers the Z1000 or the Z900 compared to the new MT9.
He was going to move up, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Well, he can't, unless he gets high heels or something.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it.
I chose the MT09 over the Z9 actually because I didn't like the dash on it. And because it was an inline 4 and I'd had an inline 4 and I really wanted to change. So the triple sounded so good, but I just don't like the Triumph. Everyone loves and raves the Triumph. So the Triumph is like the best.
That's the best naked, yeah, overall.
But honestly, I just I just found it a little bit blasé, a little bit, Okay, it's great but it's just.
Because every time go
Dead.
I had a Daytona 955, and the noise that comes off the triple's fantastic. So it is.
think
I would have written an MT-07.
The MT-09 was just that much lairier than the Triumph. That I just because it was a hooligan bike, and I actually watched. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but there's a guy who's got a channel called Karem A Hero, and I watched a video of him riding like a absolute lunatic through traffic. I don't know if he's in Russia or somewhere like that, but it's clearly somewhere where they don't care. And he's got all the traction control turned off and everything like that. The dude can ride, and he's wheeling the middle through. I wouldn't recommend riding the way he does, but I just saw the bike and was like, Jesus, that sounds immense. I need one. It was brilliant.
Immediately, now.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know if I can put it. I can probably put it in the comments myself, can't I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find it and I'll put it in the comments for people to see it, because this guy's a nutter. But it's a very entertaining video, regardless, and it has had a lot of views.
I think it's another one he rides flat out, and it's rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's bonkers. There's a way you go. He's leaving.
He's gone. Away you go.
That's for Carlos and Emma.
Oh,
Away you go. He's heading off now.
oh, see you
Away you
later.
See ya.
Toodle
Nice
pip.
to,
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see you
hopefully
next
see him. Yeah, we'll hopefully see him in July.
how'd you get this to work? Come on. How do I put my
I have to
comment
go
in here?
down. Just
Lockwood, he says the CB1000R has got to be the best all-round naked.
Right. Yeah. That.
Well, I've not jumped on one, so I don't know.
There you go.
Don't know.
I'll just put it in the
It's
chat
not
now.
rated. It's the Speed Triple is rated the best all-round naked on the market.
Oh, you put +1 second.
Haha, there's. Look at this. GSXR. What one was that?
That's the Ayrshire.
I think that's the K5
Oh,
that I
Paul's.
got. Paul's
750.
bike. Aye, 750. He actually bought that, by the way, on my review. Can't believe-
Can't
You
believe
daft.
That bike was right. That bike was smashed to pieces.
It was not. Don't you do that to him, man.
Fucking was.
He's winding you up.
I know the guy
He's
who owned
winding you
it.
up. Oh, unbelievable you would say that, man. Oh, look, you've fucking made him unhappy. He's winding you up, mate. It wasn't smashed.
He's
Don't
not
listen to him.
It was rode as if it's stolen. That's what I mean.
Yous are bad, by the way. No.
So what's
Yeah,
the
people stop and tell you.
time difference for you guys? Use an hour in front. So you use midnight there.
No, after the night, I don't know. Oh, did you hear it?
What was that?
I don't know. How do we turn
I
that on?
use an hour in front at the moment,
We
yes.
are indeed.
Yeah,
yes.
we are. Yeah.
but not after tonight. It's all equal.
Yeah, I think it goes back again, doesn't it?
Is it?
We go
Yeah.
forward, I think.
We go forward.
to back.
Yeah, we go forward.
Aye.
Do we not go forward as well, though? I'm sure.
Aye, of course.
Portugal's the same time as us.
Aye, it's not as if
Oh,
Spain,
did it? All
Spain
right.
go back and we go
Yeah,
forward.
so
Yeah,
we'll
weirdo.
still be an hour ahead.
Pretty
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that confused me for a bit. Then I was like, "What? Does he?"
I could do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Don't start, Scott.
I love Kobo. He goes, that first thing it needs is a headstock bearing. It's obviously done plenty of wheelies. I bet it was going as if it was stolen. That's what I'm saying.
No comment.
And it was Mark. Mark has done it. He's wrecked it.
Nope.
He test
Don't
rode
listen to them.
the beat with that.
Don't
Well,
listen to them.
Not that I want to upset anyone, but we've got a ride out tomorrow with people, haven't we? So through the mountains of Spain. What a hard ride.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna have
Look
to
at
shoot off Sunday.
We'll have rain, so cheers for that.
Oh, yes. There's no sun here tomorrow. Not sun.
Oh, it's only 20 degrees with no sun. Shame in it.
Let me tell you what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. Let's have a
Nah, just don't bother.
That's right.
We get snow on Friday.
It was quite cold today though. I think it was only like what, 21?
Actually, yeah. Oh,
It's not even in the house.
That's
Shaking his head like, you're a twat.
yeah.
Shut up.
22 degrees tomorrow, 23 degrees Monday, 24.
Aye, but you've not got central heating. Get up, please.
I'm hovering over end broadcast.
Yeah. You know, it's so weird though, because it gets so cold in the houses of a night time, and during the day you're baking your tits off outside. So it's like, what?
Oh, I know. We feel sorry for you. We really do.
It's fine. We just go to bed early and get warm.
With the cat.
With the cat and the dog.
You know what?
The cat humping the dog.
Right.
You say that, but you're absolutely 100% right. That bloody dog is in the middle, right? And then that is it. Game over. It's all night.
There's
Game
only
over.
one person getting a snuggle, and it's not you.
Right, well, so I take it you're stuck with time then? Yes.
Yes, yeah. There's been an
So-
absolute blast. It's been fabulous meeting you guys online.
Yeah, you as well.
So what
Pleasure.
today is we
We'll
do
wait till
every...
Scott comes back.
Aye, I know. Aye, once Scott comes back, you sign off the way what you sign off. Talk about what you want to talk about, what you're going to plan for the future, whatever you want to say. Just go ahead and say it. And Scott's back.
Oh, look. Oh, he's so cute.
Oh my days.
Oh,
She. Stella.
she's gorgeous.
Goodness.
You can tell Scott's a drinker. He called his dog Stella.
Well, I can't call it female Budweiser.
Or Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. She's super cute. Look at her. God.
Like, she doesn't like Scott. She's bitten 4 times.
Look at her tongue. Look. She's like,
Oh,
Look, you know, mine's still lying in the same position. She just doesn't move. That's a greyhound to look at. She just doesn't move. There's no energy in that.
great meeting everybody. Buck fast.
who's
Oh,
It's a national drink.
That's a natural drink, isn't it?
Scott is not no alcohol beverage.
I think Penny might have something to say about that.
The struggle is real. MT-07 biker. Great meeting you guys from Lockwood. There's quite a few jumped in there.
It's great seeing everybody on there. It's been lovely. And hopefully we'll do some more in the future. We need to we'll catch up offline at some point during the week. Tomorrow we're busy all day, but maybe Monday or tomorrow evening I'll message you guys, and perhaps we'll talk about doing some more of this videos for everyone else to look at, and we'll perhaps do some sort of collaboration or joint videos.
Getting involved, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
As soon as things calm down and the world stop being crazy, we'll have to start ticking people off our list for who's coming to come and visit us, because I'm pretty sure we've got quite a long list at the moment.
Well, I think we're Alicante bound first. So
I think it only takes us
4 hours.
4 hours to get to Alicante.
If
from
you
here,
do the motorway, though, it's But
Oh,
if you
not
go
doing the
the
motorway,
back roads the way we go, it's almost a full day riding. Because
we'll do the motorway. Don't worry. I'll quite happily do the motorway. 4 hours at
Makes
road.
no odds to us.
We're coming all the way to Alicante, but you'll just nipping 4 hours at the road, meeting you for the day or whatever.
Drop in the ocean.
Absolutely. Yep.
for sure.
But we'll get something sorted offline, obviously, for you guys, for your videography for Scotland areas.
Yeah,
Plus, I'll jump out and put a video together for your latest one, which you premiered tonight, which is quite a quick video, but I get the point behind it. So I'll do something for us on that. They might do something as well. I don't know, but I'll certainly get involved with that as well.
Awesome.
Excellent.
We'll also mention Carlos for the Yamaha range.
Yes.
If there's any feedback for you or something, do you know what I mean? We can send your way.
Anything you want to know or anything you want, send it to me before Saturday.
Franchise if we send it over.
Aye. You never know. You might get something at it. You never know. That's it.
Yeah,
Right.
you never know. Yeah, it's all about networking and talking, isn't it? Really. I mean, at the end of the day, it would be lovely to spend our life doing bike stuff and earn money out of it, right? At some point in the future. So.
Well, who wouldn't want to do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can do what you love for a living, then you never work a day in your life, right?
That's it.
That was the whole teapot thing, wasn't it?
Working for plumbing merchants and stuff in my life to want to do something I actually like doing.
Well, that's the whole teapots thing. I don't know if you watched the teapot interview. What he makes off YouTube is you can never survive on, even for the views he gets.
No.
He obviously relies on Patreon and sponsorship.
I think it's a big round of stuff, though. You need to be willing to create a business out of it, and I think for me, our channel is our life diary. But I do have this idea about putting together these videos that people want for information, and I think informational videos are the ones that tend to make the massive views over time because everybody's looking for information, you know. And I think the way YouTube works, the algorithm at the moment is working on view time, not viewings or views. So, you know, the more your videos view, the more it gets pushed, and of course then the more the revenue you get. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's about making things that you enjoy doing, right? So
definitely.
Yep.
Well, thanks everyone for dropping in anyway. It's been lovely seeing you guys, and like I say, we'll hopefully meet up in the future at some point.
Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
That's
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Exactly.
Yes, thanks. I was just typing in the chat and letting everyone know. All much love. Keep it upright.
Yep.
Thank you
Shiny
very much.
side up and all that.
And for us guys, I will put their socials in the description. They're not there just now, but they will be tomorrow when I update the video. And jump over, show them some love. No, we've got 500 odd subscribers. You might pick a few up from that. Hopefully you do. And it's been a pleasure having you on. It's been a good night. It's been good. It's been a good crack. It's been good.
Myself that after having Teapot 1 on there, you must be really scraping the barrel to get us. Like,
no, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
I'll tell you what does it for me. Just get him to speak Spanish. It's great.
I think vibes for them though, darling.
Hey, you never know. See Mark and a set of heels, you never know, it might do. So
So you
can take it over, Carlos. You can do the outro in Spanish. Mark will click end, and then we'll have a wee chat quickly offline. So carry on, Carlos.
Bye to everybody, and thanks for being here.
Muchas gracias para venir a vernos y adiós a todos.
Is that it? That was short and sweet, just like me.
Peace out.
See you later.